the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank, since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank. Exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables. Your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union. The better option for personal and business banking.
You talk to your kids about many things, so when it's time to talk to them about finances, know that Centier Bank offers a fee-free student checking account to help guide good spending habits today for an even better tomorrow. Centier Bank.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, high school football is on the air. Live from the Inferno in Lowell, Indiana, the Regional Radio Sports Network, broadcasting over the World Wide Web at rrsn.com, presents Week 2 of the 2023 season. Your Lowell Red Devils host the 5A LaPorte Slicers. You could say that this year's Week 2 matchup is a vast improvement from last year's, where neither school scored in Week 1 of the 2022 campaign. Last week, we saw the Red Devils grab a touchdown against Crown Point but fall 42-7, and the Slicers pulled out a last-minute win at home over the New Prairie Cougars 20-18. For the second straight year, we have a first-year coach for the Slicers, Austin Eppel, former assistant to last year's rookie coach, Bob James, who retired to go back on tour with David Sanborn. Just kidding to all my Jazz friends out there. For LaPorte, back-to-back 2-8 records in 21 and 22. The 23's campaign start looks awfully bright. Coach Kilmer's squad needs squad needs some playing time for sure. Handing the keys of the offense to Jeremy Bilka for play calling responsibilities. The combo of a new coordinator, new quarterback, new offensive line. The gelling has yet to occur. But with another week of work under their belts, maybe tonight we'll see more fluidity. Todd Kibbe on the call this evening. To my right, stepping up for birthday boy Tony McHale, happiest of birthdays T, is one Kent Rosenbaum. Kent will lend his insight on all things high school football and football. From the color analyst chair tonight, so welcome in, Kent. We'll get to him in just a minute. Our final member of the trio, Tom Gorski, will be shooting the pictures and joining us at halftime to give us his thoughts as well. We'll bring in Kent in a few, but first we need to acknowledge the rest of our sponsors and supporters on Lowell Red Devil football, including Seiko Industries, a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units on the web at seikoindustries.com. McCullough Implement Company, providing the very best in farm equipment, machinery repairs, and friendly service for over 80 years on West 181st Street in Lowell and at mcagplus.com. Rough and Tough Country Store at 403 West Commercial Avenue in Lowell for all your work clothes, boots, lawn care, water softener, pool, and pet supply needs. Call them at 219-696-6054. Mi Ranchito Restaurant, located on West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Langen Realty for residential, commercial, farm investments, and building site realty services. George's Family Restaurant across from Lowell High School, open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lowell Carpets and Coverings. Your satisfaction is our satisfaction at 347 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Donald J. Smith, the sharpest pencil in town, CPA for the past 34 years on East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Calbro Farms, a nursery and garden located on North Halleck Street in DeMott. Qubit Networks, your technology advocate for security, communications, enterprising networks, and computer support. State Farm agent Aaron Shirkey, your one-stop shop for services and surprisingly great insurance rates with with offices located in Lowell and Cedar Lake. And Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Parks Athletics, Communication, and Entertainment Department on the web at crownpoint.in.gov. Kit, welcome into the broadcast. Tell our viewers about yourself and your initial thoughts on tonight's matchup.
Well, thanks, Todd. It's great to be here tonight. What a beautiful night for game. It's cooled down a little bit from the last 2 days. So
just a little bit, right?
Yeah, but this sun beating on the back of my head right now is kind of heating me up a little bit. But no, it's good to be here. It's good to be a part of the RSN group. I've been working with Mike for about 25 years. When I got done coaching soccer at Hobart High School, he called me up. He says, "You want to be a color guy for us?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll do it." So then we got into football. I played football for Hobart, the Don Howell days, and then I played at Manchester University for 4 years. So he started bringing me back into leaning on some football experiences and expertise that I've had. So it's been a real good run. My two boys both went to Hobart. They both played soccer and baseball. My oldest boy coached Crown Point soccer for some years. And I've been married to my lovely wife, Peggy, for 45 years. And how she's tolerated this family of sports that we have done, because we've all done everything that you could every night. You know, she's the MVP of the family there with a plate full of food every time we came home and says, "Eat it," you know. So
I'm going to have Peggy call Diane and tell her, it's going to be okay, because we're halfway there. We're at 21 this year. It'll be 22 in December. So halfway to there. We got a little late start, but it's always important to keep the lovely bride very, very happy.
Yes. There's a lot of "I'm sorry's" and "may I please" or "what do you want to do? It's your turn." So
How can we make up for that? And so speaking of making up for, last week was kind of a mess for the Red Devils to get things started. To be honest, they 83 yards offensively. They gave up nearly 500 yards on the defensive side, and that's a lot of factors going into. You lost a player in Riley Bank last year who was your quarterback, who was 75% of your offense. When Riley couldn't find anybody open, which was quite often, he could make something happen. And Cam Crago stepped in nicely, but he's just getting his first varsity reps last week against a very, very good Crown Point team. So I think we're going to see tonight, Kent, a much more improved, even with the, dare I say, limited amount of practice that both of these teams had to play because of the weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talked to Coach Kilmer a little bit about that. So hopefully we can see this Red Devil team come out here tonight. It's senior night. All the seniors are being introduced as we speak. John Alicia II is doing his fine job on the microphone here, handling all the class of 2024 folks that are in football and band, I think, are the representatives, along with cheerleading tonight.
Cheers, too, yeah.
Yeah, so, a lot of things going on. We get to senior night in week 2 already. COVID changed things a little bit, don't you think, Ken?
I think that you got to get things in now while you can before some other pandemic or catastrophe occurs, and then you can't do what you want to do.
That is so true. I mean, you just when we came back and they said, week 1 or week 2 is going to be senior night, I'm like, wow, that's usually reserved for later in the season.
Yes, it's usually seventh week at least, right after homecoming.
Right after homecoming, before the playoffs start, but not now. They change things up and they're sticking with it. So it's good and it's great representation. All the folks out here, a lot of seniors on the football team this year for Coach Kilmer, but he's got a lot of youth playing. And you as a coach, tell me your thoughts about, bringing up, getting a sophomore out there and playing at the varsity level, and mentally, how do they have to be ready for something like that?
I mean, you've just got to be ready you as a coach got to be ready for their mistakes.
Right.
And not rip them down as soon as they make a mistake. So it's got to be a learning experience every time they go out there. If you've got enough small, youngsters in there, you can swap them in, them out, and talk to them about what happened. This is what you do. This is how you do it. Now, the real key in that comes from your senior leadership. your seniors got to take charge and say, I'm going to take these kids under my wing. I went through it too, buddy. You can do it too. We're going to get through it. But what you're hoping right now is at this part of the season that you just start developing and getting more and more comfortable in your routine. You get your timing down. You get synced up. Your offensive line is working with your backfield.
Right.
You start getting all these things come together, and the little successes start adding up to confidence. And and that's where it's got to come about. So it's just a matter of everybody's got to be focused, patient, but you can't lay back and say, oh, that's okay to make a mistake. You still got to rip into them. Like I said earlier, I'm from the old Don Howell days at Hobart. There wasn't a whole lot of compassion expelled over there.
No, there wasn't. We're probably about the same ilk and age, and I remember the days of, we were, I had Coach Don Puckett. He was our offensive line coach at Delta High School in the late 70s and early 80s, and man, I hated that man. Now I love him. I see him now, and it's like what he did for me mentally. Improved my my persona, and his which is exactly what Coach Kilmer does with all these kids. And he mentioned it to me at the beginning of every season. I asked him, so what are we looking like, Coach? And he's like, well, as soon as our offensive line gets together, we're going to be okay. So their offensive line wasn't too good last week. I think they're going to get better this week. Let's flip the script and go look at the LaPorte Slicers. They're coming in with they've only won 4 games over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Last week they came away with a win against New Prairie, your state 4A runner-up.
Yeah.
At home at Kiwanis Field, on under a minute to go, they drove the length of the field and got a 22-yard field goal to win by 2, 20-18 over New Prairie last week, and that is just a huge feather in the cap of Coach Austin Eppel and this Slicer squad.
Yeah, they've probably really been really focused over the summer and the spring because they've had 2 head coaches in the last he's the 3rd head coach in 3 years.
Yeah, 3rd head coach.
Well, Austin probably brought in a little bit of stability because they all knew him. They all were comfortable with him. They all understood what his program was going to be, which kind of helps out as you start growing into it, that you get a little bit more confidence. So I think they're all determined at this point to make sure that they started some momentum. They want to keep it going. They've got a good chance against Lowell. But, of course, they can't look by him. But they've got a good chance against Lowell, who's like we just earlier mentioned, getting their feet wet with the new players and everything. But, hats off to them for what they did was come through. And I guess in next week we could probably really say how they both fared because Lowell takes on New Prairie next week.
Exactly. We'll see how that all works out, too.
So that's going to be an interesting thing. Are we going to be right about what we talk about today, or are we going to be completely wrong?
Well, again, another thing that I look at, because I'm a numbers guy, I saw last year in week 1, LaPorte against New Prairie had 115 total yards, kind of similar to what Lowell had last week.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 365 days to last Friday night, they had 325 yards. That's a 280% improvement.
Yes.
Won the game, and I mean that's just can they bring that same kind of energy, that same kind of offensive, force to tonight, doing it now on the road. That's always a challenge, too.
Especially this long ride they had in a school bus. I mean, this is a long ride on a hot day. It started off cool this morning. I thought it was going to be a nice, cool day. We had a great time for a football game, but now it's gotten blistering hot again.
I think it's just us sitting up in this press box, and it's getting a little warm. So
yeah.
We'll cool things off here at the Inferno. We're going to take our first time out. Thank some of our proud underwriters and get back and have our coaches comment segment. So we'll be back right after these messages. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Northwest Indiana football here on the Regional Radio Sports Network, where it'll be the LaPorte Slicers and the Lowell Red Devils. We're coming up at the top of the hour.
State Farm Insurance asks, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Seiko Industries, located at 17151 Moore Street in Lowell, is a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units, which can be purchased through distributors. They work with contractors, builders, distributors, and dealers, and they are a proud supporter of all Northwest Indiana student athletes competing on the gridiron and seen and heard on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Call Seiko Industries today at 219-696-2800 or look them up on the web at seikoindustries.com. Going on now at McCullough Implement in Lowell, get 0% for 48 months on a new Kubota M7 tractor and receive your first 50-hour service appointment free. That's a $700 value free. This is an exclusive offer that ends October 31st, 2023, so don't wait to head over to McCullough Implement in Lowell or visit us on the web at www.mcagplus.com. Financing available with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Your future is waiting at ID Tech Lake County. From information technology to healthcare, automotive to hospitality, ID Tech Lake County has programs designed to get you where you need to be so you're ready for the job you want. They have new classes starting in October, so come in and register today. Call 219-392-3600 or visit idtech.edu/Lake County and enroll today. Your future begins this fall at ID Tech Lake County.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Kibbe along with Kent Rosenbaum. And soon to be here, lost in traffic somewhere, Tom Gorski. I'm going to call him our my Minnesota Vikings super fan. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got an ailment. I don't know what it is. But let's talk about getting better. And by doing so, I had an opportunity to go down and talk to Coach Kilmer before tonight's matchup, and let's listen to what he had to say about last week's performance, this week's opponent, and his keys to the game.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Shop Talk with Red Devil head coach, Coach Keith Kilmer, before week 2 of the 2023 season. First off, rough one last week, Coach, against a very good Crown Point team. I think they were very good. I think they got a lot of skilled players that came out and performed well in week 1. You shared the motto for the season, what you give, and I got to ask, the game notwithstanding, are you happy with the way the guys, what they gave this week in practice and last week during the game?
Well, you want to, your most improvement in the season is between week 1 and week 2. We had some adversity this week with the heat and had to do some things different, but, the kids didn't tuck their tail and run. They came out and worked. They know they got to get better, and, that's our motto. That's our mantra around here is get better week to week and be playing our best football in October, and we'll find out tonight against a hungry, tough, LaPorte team that came off a big win last week.
Speaking of that, offensively, things were, for lack of a better term, rough last week. A lot of new people in new positions, not only on the field but also on the sidelines. You think, again, between week 1 and week 2, did you get some of those kinks worked out, do you think?
I mean, we worked on it, and we'll see if we get them worked out. We got a little long road to go. We got to improve up front. Crown Point always makes it tough. They're a tough opener. There's a reason we play them first. They tell us what we need to work on. So, we came out this week. We got after it a little bit, and hopefully we'll see some improvement Friday night or tonight.
And then again, defensively, a lot of first-time starters against the Dogs. That kind of showed. Same question, really, with more practices collectively under their belts this week. You see an improvement on the defense coming into tonight's game against LaPorte.
Well, that's the goal. Crown Point, we came out in the second period, and I thought we played a solid second period. Now, we didn't respond very well at the half. We still had a chance and didn't respond very well coming out at halftime. But, we showed that physically we could play, and they got some pretty good athletes over there. Crown Point does. So, They definitely took advantage of some of our weaknesses. Just got to keep working to get better. Hopefully we can play a more physical brand of football tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of tonight, here in Week 2, LaPorte 5A, neighbor to the east, with an impressive come-from-behind victory last week against your next week's opponent and the 4A runner-up last season, the New Prairie Cougars. What did you and your staff see in the film that you brought to the practice field tonight, or this past week, in preparation for Coach Eppel's slicers?
They got some pretty good team speed, and they're pretty physical up front. Sometimes you can't match that. It's going to be really mentally how quick can we adjust to the game speed, which we didn't do last week at all. And that's just a mental thing, and we got to get these kids mentally focused and ready to go from the start. Congratulations to LaPorte. They've had a tough road. They've had 5 head coaches in 5 years, and Coach Eppel's coming in and on a short-term basis and hasn't had a whole lot of time with this team, and it was a great win for him.
So wrapping things up, Coach, I always like to get your the drill. Like to get your keys to tonight's football game. Come away with that victory and move back up to 1-1.
Well, can we find a way to establish the run tonight? That's going to be the key, and then allow us to take advantage and throw the ball on first and second down. Can we play physical on defense instead of on our heels? And then obviously I think our special teams was a bright spot last week. Can we continue that and win that phase of the game?
All right, Coach, good luck tonight, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Todd. Have fun up there.
I do have to send out one apology for last week, specifically to Coach Kilmer's mom. We had some technical difficulties that messed up the second half. So, Mrs. Kilmer, hopefully we've got them worked out this week, and you will be able to see the entire game this week. We certainly hope so. And hopefully we'll have a better outcome.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for in the Inferno.
It feels a little like the Inferno, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I asked Coach about, the weather we've had Wednesday and Thursday. It had been, forecast for some time, and it was going to be hot, and it was hot. And I said, what'd you do? And he said, because my daughter plays flag football in Chicago for Lane Tech, and they canceled they had a 6 a.m. practice, and then they canceled the second one on Thursday. And he said, no, we had practice. We moved them inside, and he said, unfortunately, I think the AC broke down. So it was probably warmer inside. So they shortened practice up on Wednesday. The AC was supposed to be fixed. I don't think that it was. So they shortened it up, practice on Thursday as well. He said forecasting, we did our hard days on Monday and Tuesday. So, we adjusted a little bit to what their normal game plan was, and which makes sense. You have to do that, especially when, I think Chicago Public Schools canceled everything on Thursday and Friday, any type of sporting event that there was. They just shut them all down.
They shut down the Hobart soccer game, Hobart-Chesterton soccer game. They shut it down Wednesday night.
And as they should.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just too hot. Mm-hmm. So here we are tonight. Things have cooled off a lot from where we were. But still, it's still a moist one. And beginning of the season, it's always you got to hydrate, right?
Oh, you got to, yep. Eat your bananas and pickle juice and drink your water.
We'll take another break. We'll come back and chat about the starting lineups. Think some of the other things that are going on around here on senior night at the Inferno, where the LaPorte Slicers come to town, and not the Sliders. I got the Sliders and I got the Slicers, the D and the C. I'll get it worked out. We will get it taken care of and be back here with the pregame as we roll on. Counting down to kickoff for week 2. LaPorte and Lowell back after these messages.
Engravables, located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso, between Vale Park Road and Glendale, across from McDonald's, is your headquarters for awards, trophies, plaques, name badges, and rubber stamps. For more information, stop in or give them a call at 219-477-5656. Their web address is www.engravables.net. That's Engravables, 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso.
Mi Ranchito, located at 149 West Commercial in Lowell, is open every day from 11 to 10 for lunch and dinner. They offer their customers a complete menu featuring seafood chimichanga, steak fajitas, tacos, and burritos. Their phone number is 219-696-2270. Regional Radio Sports thanks Mi Ranchito Restaurant in Lowell, a proud supporter of Lowell Athletics, for help making the broadcast of this game possible.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers can help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are a better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call toll-free 1-800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Kibbe, Kent Rosenbaum, and Tom Gorski coming at some point in time here on a relatively cool, comparatively, evening. The sun is setting. I don't think it's set yet, but it's gone behind the clouds and it's given us a little bit of a break. Don't you think, Kent?
Yeah, I feel it. It's not quite as blazing on my back coming through the window that faces out to the soccer field.
It's a little crazy, but can you tell us about the good folks from Rough and Tough?
Rough and Tough Country Store is located at 403 West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We carry a variety of products, including work, safety, and casual apparel, boots, and accessories. Brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Key, 9-Line, Thorogood, Wolverine, and more. We also carry grass feed, fertilizer, animal and pet feed, pool supplies, and much, much more. Visit us today and see what good old-fashioned country service is all about. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 4. That's Rough and Tough Store, Country Store in Lowell.
And the good folks at George's Family Restaurant. George's Family Restaurant, located at 1910 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell, kitty corner from Lowell High School. Open 7 days a week. George's offers their customers a wide selection from their menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and is a proud supporter of the Red Devils and wishes them the best of luck tonight in their game against the Slicers. You know how they got their nickname?
No, I don't.
You know, it's meat slicing. There was
really?
There was a meat packing plant in LaPorte, and that's how they came up with the nickname, the Slicers.
Slicers, kind of like the Brickies from Hobart. Do you know how they got theirs?
No, go right ahead.
Long time ago, we called it the clay pits, but they used to make bricks in Hobart.
Okay.
Back at the turn of the century, and that's how we were called the Brickies.
You know some of the famous people who lived in LaPorte?
Oh, Charlie Finley.
Charlie Finley is one.
Yeah. I don't know any others.
A gentleman by the name of William Mayo of the Mayo Clinic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was a native to LaPorte. Can't remember the other ones. There was a couple more. I forgot to put those down here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So, again, here we are, week 2. When you and your squads were going out, Ken, I always like to kind of get a coach's perspective on things. One thing that Coach Kilmer said, we see the most improvement between week 1 and week 2 because you get real-time action at speed against an opponent, somebody you have no idea what they're doing, and how you react shows. So I'm sure that they probably wanted to bury that film from last week.
True.
But go through it on Saturday, pick up some points, bring them out to the field on Monday, and Monday and Tuesday, and then continue to run through them. I mean, is there anything different that you would have done as a head coach to get you guys ready?
No, you've got to go over your mistakes, because the key things I would really enforce on them is you don't want to make the same mistake twice. You don't want to see that same mistake in the second time around. You learned it, then you start to question the kid's ability to learn, to understand what's going on. If he keeps making the same mistake, well, maybe he's not getting the program.
Right.
So, all right, let's move on to the next level. We've got our elementary mistakes out of the way. Now let's move on to what do we got to do to keep improving. So, like Coach said, every game's an improvement. You're going to learn from the past, and hopefully it sticks in your brain and your body. and you go on to the next step.
And again, I always ask him his keys to the game. Usually they're about the same, and usually it's offense, defense, and special teams, and he did it tonight. But he did say something that, establish the run.
Right.
RDP, the nickname for RDP, right? Red Devil Pride,
yes,
or run, don't pass. Yeah. Three things can happen. Three things can happen when you pass, and two of them are bad. Right?
Yeah, right.
So RDP, run, don't pass. Establish the running game, he said, was his key thing. I don't think they had a first down last week. Well, I'm sure they didn't have first down until the third quarter.
Wow.
And it was on a penalty as well.
Uh-huh.
So they had like 6 consecutive 3-and-outs. And punting last week. So I think that's important for him and his team. The 5 guys up front, to start beginning that gelling process to where they take responsibility for one another. And I was a lineman. You do the lineman's work. There's no glory in it. You're not getting the pat on the back. You just go do it, and you do it for the guy next to you.
Right.
And let the quarterbacks, let the running backs, let the receivers get all the glory. But you still, they've got to take some personal pride. And as a team of 11 guys, both offense and defense and special teams, they got to start thinking in terms of teams and not individuals.
Well, you're absolutely right. And you talk about the offensive line, how critical it is that everybody does their stuff in a timing mechanism. That you've got to pull, you've got to block down, you've got to do this in a certain time because that hole you're opening is only going to be there for a second.
Right.
If that. And your backfield's got to be of the same timing that I've got to be at that hole at that second. Now, you get a stumble in the backfield or you don't get quite the right block, the hole doesn't open and then your play is kaput.
Right.
So it's just a matter of everybody molding together. And like you said, the offensive line never gets a lot of fanfare, but if the guys ain't running through the line, they're going to get a lot of the blame.
That's exactly right.
So
yeah, pick your poison.
Yeah, pick your poison. You can be just unrecognized and appreciated, or you can be not doing your job and get terrorized.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup, both for the offense for the Red Devils and the defense for the Red Devils. I'm going to stay with the home team squads here, but would you like to do the Red Devils defense for us or offense?
I'll go with the offense here, the Lowell Devil offense. At the center position, Daniel Kraft, number 60. He's a senior coming in at 226 pounds. Left guard, Carter Patterson, 6 foot, 222 pounds. He's a senior. Seth Reinfuss, number 67, 6'1", 246. He's going to be our right tackle. On the other side, the left guard, Ben Ruda, 5'11", 248. He's a senior. The other tackle is Brock Allen, 6 foot, 239, and he's a senior, number 58. Their averaging is at 236 across the front line, so that's some pretty good size. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to get pushed around. It's just a matter of syncing up together well.
Exactly.
In the backfield, well, I should say a tight end, Zach Schwarnke, 5'10", 170. He's a sophomore. One of the wide receivers is Kendall Powers at 6'1", 174 pounds. He's a senior. The running back, Caden Thompson, I should say he's the fullback. Caden Thompson's our fullback, number 16, 5'9", 161, and he's a junior. Colton Scott, number 2, 5'9", 158 junior. He's going to be their feature running back tonight, so we're going to hear his number called along. And leading the Red Devils at quarterback, Cam Crago, 5'8", 159. He's a junior. Last week was his first start, so he's just getting comfortable in the game. So that's our lineup there for the Red Devils on offense.
Defensively up front, they're going to go left to right. Defensive end, Ben Ruda, res number 72. He's 5'11", 248 pounds, and a senior. On the other side is Seth Rinfus. Again, he's going both those guys are going both ways. Number 67, he's 6 foot, 246 pounds, and a senior. In the middle, Jason Bamati, number 66. He's 5'10", 262 pounds, and a senior. So they got the experience up front. It's the defensive linebacking crew that really are going to play the big role tonight for the Red Devils. They need to pick it up. From left to right, they go on the outside. Malachi James, he was a starter last year. Got injured in week 1. Missed the entire season, but he's now back with a vengeance. He's 5'10", 172 pounds, and a senior, and he carries that James name Ike James, his older brother. His birthday is today, so happy birthday,
happy
Ike.
birthday.
On the other outside linebackers, number 37, Aiden Wogelmuth. Aiden's a 5'10", 170-pound junior. The inside linebackers, Lincoln Schneider. He's a sophomore. It's 5'10", 188 pounds, and he wears number 21. The other inside man is Owen Thiel. He's 6 foot, 193 pounds, and a senior. He wears number 26. And the man in the middle is Nolan Sepko. He wears number 64. Is 5'11", 180 pounds, and a senior. Your corners, Nate Viaclia. Nate got hurt last year as well, but came back. He got hurt in week 5, but came back and played in the playoffs. He's happy to be back and playing, day to day. 6'1", 166 pounds, and a senior. And then on the other side, the other really impressive sophomore, Max Arredondo, wears number 35, 5'7", 153 pounds, and is a sophomore class. The free safety, I think they're going to go because Isaiah Sanchez was normally their free safety, a junior, but he's hurt and in a boot. I think they're going to go with Brody Kolwinski. Brody had an interception last week. He's 6 foot, 165 pounds, and a sophomore. So you got a lot of sophomore talent in the backfield. For the Red Devil defense. And again, a guy like Noah Ehrlich, who was at Hobart last week, kind of picked him apart because of that inexperience. Yeah,
I'd like to hear about how that performance went. I have to go back and apologize to Nate Vander Lack. I left him off the off. He's a wide receiver for the offense for the Red Devils, so want to make sure we get that in. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of names out there.
That's true.
So, also, let's talk about the Slicers. They're led by sophomore quarterback Aiden Pennzoil. Wonder if he's with the Pennzoil oil family.
Really?
Who knows?
It's a discount.
Pretty impressive numbers from last week. 17 for 25, 68%, 218 yards. He was throwing to Drew Flores, Keegan Henkel, Ollie Craig, and John Lane. John Lane, the halfback. He goes 5'10", 165 pounds, had 11 rushes and 66 yards last week. But Pennzoil was the man who led the comeback. They took the ball. Let me raise that. New Prairie scored with 55 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter to go up by 1. It's 18-17. The Slicers got the ball in their own 31. There was a halfback pass that got the ball to New Prairie territory. They worked the ball down for about 6 seconds, and set up a 22-yard field goal that Jack Doty, he was 2 for 3 on the night, had the game winner at 22 yards. He was 2 for 2 on PATs. So that was a huge comeback win for the Slicers. So I would expect that type of momentum and that type of excitement to be on that side of the field in the white and black on the far side.
That confidence that they know they can do it. They've done it before.
They certainly have. So let's thank a few of our other proud underwriters here. Your satisfaction is our satisfaction at Lowell Carpet and Coverings, 317 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We specialize in custom installations of carpet, hardwood, plank, vinyl plank, and tile, ceramic tile, and blinds. Check us out on the web at lowellcarpetandcoverings.com and on their Instagram and Facebook pages, or call 219-696-8800.
And when it comes to your technological needs, Qubit Networks cares about your quality of your experience. Located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte, Qubit Networks wants to build client relationships that will withstand the test of time and changing technology. You can buy technology from anywhere, but Qubit Networks is the difference you have been looking for. Give them a call at 219-369-4357 or visit them online at qubitnet.com. Qubit Networks, moving and storing data faster and safe.
Cowbro Farms is a complete produce market with seasonal items like sweet corn, watermelon, and cantaloupe. They are located at 17011 Wicker Avenue in Lowell and 1308 North Halleck Street in DeMont. Cowbro Farms is open from 9 to 6 on Monday through Friday and from 9 to 5 tomorrow on Saturday. So we've got ourselves setting up for a nice game here.
6:36 before kickoff. Band is out there doing the old pep talk or pep song.
Let's see if we can get let's get another one in for Donald J. Smith, CPA. at 1203 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. They've been servicing the tax and accounting needs of his clients for the past 34 years. Let's see, 34. That's Walter Payton's number, right?
That's right. That's
you
right.
You can reach the sharpest pencil in town at 219-696-1040 or on the web at donaldsmithcpa.com.
I had a buddy that was a carpenter, and he remembered his measurements by football numbers. He'd say, give me a 34 or give me a 51. That's how he would remember 51 inches or 34 inches.
There you go. Well, when was the last time you did a ball game, Kent?
Last Friday.
Last Friday. Who were you with?
I was with Vince.
Vince.
Vince, yeah.
Vince loves to talk.
Oh,
he's
God
a talker,
does.
isn't he? He's a chatty Cathy.
Yes, he's fun to work with.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I love working with Vince. He's just he's got so much enthusiasm and so much passion, just like everybody else on this team. It's just fun to be around those guys. And we had a chance to do it during the summer months after Paul puts together the Indiana Football Digest.
Right.
And Tanya go on their little tour of Maine, and then they come back and they host all of us for a kind of a annual RSN thing, and that's usually when you finally get to see people. Because we're all scattered to the winds here in north central and northwestern Indiana. But got to see Vince, got to see Mike Fleischman, got to see Knezovich. It's like it's like old home weekend. Everybody gets to go home. So.
Yeah, Paul and Tanya and Mike, they've put together a great organization. All Mike and Paul are both in the Hall of Fame.
Yes,
or how many Halls of Fame, I don't know, but a lot.
Exactly.
But, yeah, they've done a great job for the region and promoting high school sports in the region and throughout the state. So hats off to them. They'll do a wonderful job.
I'm going to open up the screen so you can see it a little better. And our good friend, cameraman up there, Mr. Tom Gorski, is looking towards the end zone to the north, and there come the Red Devils. I want to get our officiating crew in on tonight's, get their names in. Dave Hudak is the head official tonight, the crew leader. Rob Flick, Mike Taborski, Chris and Joe Wells round out the five for the gentlemen in the black and white shirts here tonight.
I did a brief stint at officiating too.
Oh.
I started to listen to this first, but I started to do football and wrestling. Didn't go well.
We'll have the Lowell Band with our national anthem. Nicely done by the Lowell Marching Band here. Let's find out who is directing the band. I'll love to shout out there. So we are just about ready. Weather conditions again. Let's
Wonderful.
take a look.
Let's see. What does the hippy-dippy weatherman say?
Okay, Mr. Carlin. Go right ahead. There come the Red Devils.
Oh, right
to
now.
a cheer from their loyal fans here. Cam Crago and Kendall Powers first through the banner, and they make that 100-yard sprint. What do we got there, my friend?
We are 74.
Ooh, 74.
It feels like 74, partly cloudy. And the hourly, it should drop down into the high 60s. So pretty much in the low 70s, high 60s for this game. A little cloudy. The fields north and south, so the sun's not going to be a factor. It's always interesting in these evenings, too, as the game progresses and the dew starts settling on the grass, how slipping and sliding goes on. And Vince and I saw that last week out at KV Rensselaer. No one could hang on to the ball in the fourth quarter. They were dropping it and fumbling. It looked like the hot potato bowl because no one could hang on to the ball at all.
Well, one team was hanging on to the ball last week around here, and it wasn't the team in black. So we'll just pass on that. I like to do it on this day.
Yeah.
You know what happened on this day 148 years ago?
What's that?
That was 1875. You think you're doing your homework there? Kent, it was the first observed unassisted swim across the English Channel by a gentleman by the name of Matthew Webb, 21 hours and 45 minutes. Think you could do that?
Oh, not even a chance. Not even close. I couldn't do 21 minutes. And we've got a pool in the backyard.
There you go.
I could have all the practice I want and still not even get close to that.
So the Red Devils have won the toss. They've elected to defer until the second half. That'll give the Slicers the ball to start with. They're going to defend the south goal and move right to left. And the Red Devils will be defending the north goal, moving left to right. Also want to wish our own, again, we said it at the top, Tony McHale. Happy 55 today. Rachel Ray's also 55. You know who Rachel Ray is.
Oh, yeah.
Let me give you another name, see if you know who this is. Do you know who Gene Simmons is?
Yes, I do. Gene Simmons. I was wondering whatever happened to him a few months back. Just out of curiosity, his name came up, and I'm like, we never hear from him.
Well, Gene Simmons is 74 today. He's the bassist for KISS. That's what I'm talking about. So we'll catch him at the end of the road tour here in a couple of months. So here we go, getting ready for week 2. Beautiful night for football. Yes, sir, go right ahead.
Members of the Langdon family have been wearing Red Devil football uniforms since 1948 when William Langdon began the tradition. Langdon Realty's Jim Langdon put on the number 30. 61 years ago in 1961, Jimmy and Michael and James Langdon have all sported the number and proudly wore it for Lowell. Count on Lowell's hometown real estate company. Visit Langdon Realty Company, Realty.com or call 219-696-2000 to learn more about Langdon Realty.
Hey, we avert a scoreboard meltdown there, John? We got the scoreboard working? Not the play clock. Okay, good to know. All right, thank you so much, John Alicia, helping us out. We can help. You got some scores there? You want to run through real quick?
Yeah, let's see. Culver Academy 7, Marion nothing. That's in the first quarter. Elkhart 7, Northridge 13 in the second quarter. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7, second quarter. Triton 7, LaVille 7, second quarter. Wawasee 6, West Noble 7 in the second quarter. Marion 7, Culver Academy 7, Northridge 21, Elkhart 14, and that's in the second quarter.
There you go. So teeing it up for the Red Devils, Landon Rosenthal, 6'1" senior, and back deep for LaPorte to get things started, Kelly Hay along with Ollie Craig. It's going to go to, we've got a whistle before the kick. We got an
offsides call already.
Ooh. I was looking down at numbers, and I didn't see what happened, so let's let the officials tell us what's going on. I guess they weren't, everybody didn't have their P's and Q's in line.
Maybe everybody didn't have their mouthpieces in.
So we'll just do the reset. Rosenthal again. We'll tee it up. Let's see if Cring's going to get it, or Hay. First one was Cring. So teed up still at the 40-yard line. We'll have just a redo. I think it's okay. You can do a redo.
Yeah, that's called a never mind.
Rosenthal with a little hesitation. Gets it to Craig. It's going to go at about the 11-yard line. He takes the ball, crosses the 20, cuts back to the right side, sees a little bit of a hole, dances around, across to the 35-yard line. Good return by Ollie Craig. Great field position for the Slicers to start.
Yeah, about a 25-yard return for them.
You know, the officials, they like to put it on those big stripes. We'll put it right at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Slicer 35-yard line. So we'll get to see that sophomore quarterback, Aiden Pennzoil, and the 4 wide-out attack of Flores, Henkel, Cring, and Warner.
Curious to see the defense, too, Todd. 3-5. That's an interesting defense for a high school team.
Henkel and Warner are the bottom of your screen. Cring and Flores to the top. In the backfield is the lone man, John Lane. He moves to the right side of the quarterback, Pennzoil. Hands off to Lane. Lane will get a couple yards. Nice tackle there by Owen Thiel coming up from his linebacking spot. Short gain, 2nd and 8.
Now, LaPorte will do both. They're not strictly run. They're going to do passing also, and you can see they're already quick huddle, stretched out pretty well.
Yeah, they do. They go 2 receivers top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Once again, Lane moves to the right side of Pennzoil, fakes the handoff this time. It goes to Kring. He'll get to the 41. It'll bring up a 3rd down for the Slicers, 3rd and short. 4 yards on the game, so it'll be 3rd and 4. Wogelmuth in on the tackle. Outside linebacker would be great for this defense to get a 3-and-out right here.
That would be a supreme confidence
builder.
builder.
Got 3 receivers down now to the Red Devil sideline. Hard
jumped.
count. Nobody went across. He stayed. Here comes the pressure. They go underneath. In and out of the hands of number 5, Keegan Henkel. And you can hear the crowd on the Red Devil side happy for that one.
Gasping.
Yes.
Because he was wide open.
He was wide open. I think he would have, but with the ball was thrown behind him, I think he was at the 44-yard line. I don't know that he would have gotten a first down, but still, we'll take it. It'll be a 3-and-out for the Slicers. And Jack Doty goes back, stands at his 26-yard line for the punt. Maybe punt. Punt formation.
Ooh,
there's
low.
a low snap. Kind of a wobbly kick off the right side. It's going to bounce at the 44 and roll back to the 46 and go out of bounds and give the Red Devils great field position to get their first offensive possession.
That's a 9-yard punt. That's not what the doctor ordered for LaPorte right now. They're working to build their momentum going after the win last week and get something positive going. Certainly not a good start of the game for them. From the offensive drive to that punt, but that was partially because of a bad snap that was nice and low. He had to recenter himself.
So the Red Devils come out, 1 receiver to the top, 2 down to the bottom. The lone back is Colton Scott. Cameron Crago is the quarterback. Crago sets up, hits the X receiver, which is Kendall Powers, on a little pass out to the flat, but he's going to lose 2 yards back to the 44-yard line. Great job by the defense on reading that play.
Yeah, that was number 90, Washington, did a nice job of reading that play, and I believe he was one of the keys last week on the defensive side.
Washington and Del Rio, Lucas Del Rio, are the ones to watch for the Slicers. So now on the near hash, There's the handoff to Scott. Scott gets back to the line of scrimmage, plus a couple. It'll be a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
See, LaPorte, Todd, is doing that 3-man front, too.
Yeah, they are. They go 3. They bring that a couple of linebackers back. They could a 4-3 or a 4-4, depending upon how they've got it set up. But that guy in the middle, that Malachi Washington, 5'9", 245 pounds.
He's a big one. Now they got 5-man front.
So kind of bunched off to the left side. Crago looks right. Rolls back to his left. He's got a man wide open, nearly picked off.
Oh, it is!
Tipped by 23, caught by 32. So it was tipped by Kai Jones, and right there, Jack Borelli with the interception on the pass. The man wide open for the Red Devils, but a little bit behind him was Max Arredondo. So that'll be the first interception of the year by Crago. And that's going to be into the arms
of Borelli.
Off the tip by Jones.
Now, I give credit to Crago. He got a nice throw off. I mean,
under pressure, too.
A little jump pass throw, and he got it out there, had good composure. But unfortunately, it was just he threw right into too much traffic.
Ball's at the 24-yard line. Second offensive possession. Pennzoil has 3 men to his left and Lane to the right. Fake to Lane, going to the right side. Has his man. That's number 15. That's Van Warner, his first catch of the year, to the 42-yard line. So a gain of 18 yards. A first down for the Slicers. So they pick up where they left off.
2 for 3 for Pennzoil. 22 yards.
So Warner, who just caught that last pass, along with Hinkle to the top of the screen. And Kring, and there's the inside handoff to Lane. He breaks at the second level, and he could go. He's at the 40, the 30, still on the hash marks. Here comes the pressure from the side, and Arredondo with the touchdown-saving tackle at the 17-yard line, but a great run up the gut by John Lane. Got to that second level, and he was almost gone.
Yeah, there was no safety back there for Lowell to cover it up, so that was a gain of about 42.
They'll put it at the 17-yard line. They're waiting for the sticks to get in place. Slicers in a hurry-up offense. 8:38 remaining here in the first. No score. Second offensive possession. The clap by Pennzoil moves Lane to the right side, and then there's movement up front. It looks like the Red Devils pushed bit on it up front. Nice job by Drew Oss, the center. It is against Lowell.
It is against Lowell, so it's the first penalty of the game, Todd.
So it's the first. It's still a first down. It's going to be 1st and 5 now at the 12-yard line. So now 4 receivers to the left side with Lane in the backfield. Now to his left goes to Pennzoil. There's the slant right, or the post right over the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Hinkle. Pennzoil to Hinkle, right to the post, and for the score. 76 yards on that drive, just a little over a minute.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of picking apart the backfield with all those guys out there. They're finding the gaps. They're finding the lanes to go ahead and just fall in there and get the reception.
12 yards on the pickup, and are they going to go for 2, or why would they go for 2 when Doty's out? Oh, Doty is out there. 3 plays, 76 yards, 1 minute and 6 seconds. That was pretty efficient, my friend.
That was very good. Very good. Somebody's late from a drink of water.
So in to attempt the extra point again will be Jack Doty. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:14 remaining here in the first quarter, LaPorte strikes first. And they've got a 7-0 lead. We'll take a break. Go ahead.
I was going to say that was very impressive drive right there to come back from that miserable first set of downs that they had to come back and perform like that and just walk it right down the field so quickly. And where can you get a good neighbor's service and surprisingly great insurance? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Aaron Shirky, thank you, is your one-stop shop for offices in Lowell and Cedar Lake for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Aaron Shirky is ready to help. Call 219-690-1100 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
And Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support the Crown Point Bulldogs football and say, go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, and providing the best in city services and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite everyone to Bulldog Park for a variety of concerts, including Lone Star with a special guest, Jameson Rogers, on September 3rd. For more information, contact the Pace Department at 219-661-2271.
We've got a score of Maryville 7, Hobart nothing in the first quarter. Hanover Central 7, Morton 0.
There you go.
And
Central.
I need to send this back out to everybody that we have LaPorte.
Doty has it teed up at the 40-yard line, back deep for the Red Devils. Colton Scott along with Caden Thompson. Puts a foot into it. Oh, that's Viaclia. Viaclia at the 5 to the 15. Gets hit right at before he gets to the 20-yard line. Nice tackle by Kelly Hay that time to stop him before he got to the 20. So the Red Devils will start 1st and 10. 8:06 remaining in the first quarter. That drive, 3 plays, 76 yards, 1 minute and 6 seconds. A 12-yard pass from Pennzoil to Hinkle. Doty added the extra point. 7-0 is the score.
Is that about a 10-yard return, Todd?
Yeah, they're going to put it at the 19-yard line, so it's going to be a 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. There's the handoff to Scott. Scott bounces it out to the left side. He's going to get wrapped up by Drew Oss, the defensive end, just working his way down the line. He'll get a couple of yards across the 20-yard line, so call it the 21. Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Nice job of the defensive end there, just stringing it out, just keep pushing them out, and able to hang on to them. I think the way that they're switching up the line is kind of messing up LaPorte early on here because they're going 3, then they're going 5, we have to go 3, so that messes up the blocking.
Yeah, we got the front 5 trying to hang in there for Crago. There's the handoff to Scott. Scott goes right up the middle. There's a nice run to the 29-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down. It is.
It is? All right, good job. First down.
There's the first official first down Red Devils that Mr. John Alicia II has given to us. Last week was on a penalty, so it counts, but that's a good one to get one under your belt like that. First and 10 for Lowell at the 29-yard line, 7:10 remaining. Clock continues to wind here in the first quarter. They're down by 7. So now Scott off to the left of Crago. Fakes the handoff to Scott. Crago busts up the middle, gets met right at the 35-yard line. Big hit there that time by Borelli. Jack Borelli, the sophomore, free safety, coming up with the big hit.
Picked up about 6 on that.
Spotted at the 30, just past the 35-yard line, so let's call it 6. So second down and 4.
Let's see if Lowell can open up a little bit more passing to kind of free up the running because you want to pivot off your running game to try and make other things happen too. But if you get so reliant on the running game, you're going to have a problem throughout the evening.
Cataldo.
There's the pass. There we go.
The pass to Powers. A little bubble screen. Cuts back into the to the right to the left side, trying to go all the way across. He's going to get no gain, maybe a yard. He had to run about, 25, 30 yards. He's going east and west, and that's not the way you want to go here.
Yeah, I was going to say, turn it up. Turn it up.
Give him a gain of 2. It'll be third down and 2 at the 37-yard line. 5th play of the drive for the Red Devils.
Crago so far, he's 2 for 2, but he's got a minus 2 yards and 1 interception.
Yeah, he was 4 of 8 last week. There's the handoff to Smiths. Colton with a nice run and another first down. Colton Scott. Scott with the carry to the 44-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. The second first down of this drive and looking a little better.
4 carries, 21 yards so far for Scott.
So Schwetima and Powers are down at the bottom of your screen at the wideout spot. They go to the top of your screen. Get it to Aaron Dondo. This is the exciting kid. He and Colton Scott are the ones to watch. Aaron Dondo gets into Slicer's territory. This is the first time the Red Devils, well, no, it's not because they did score a touchdown last week. I was going to say the first time they got into, it's the first time an offensive drive got into the opponent's into the field. So it's at the 49-yard line. Second down and short coming up. 6, 7, so second down and 3. Scott a little fast. Sees nothing off the left side. Stood right up. Borelli was in there, and so was number 8, Javel Broom. Sweeping it up.
Borelli came in there knocking things out, so he picked up 2, they said.
I think no gain. It's still third down and 2.
Oh.
Or maybe a gain of 1. And they moved it to the 48, so we'll give them a gain of 1. How's that? But third down and 2. Red Devils wanting to keep this alive. Powers goes in motion from left to right. There's the handoff to Scott. Scott sheds a couple of tacklers, spins,
nice.
And he's got a first down. Still on the move. Borelli pulling the jersey and actually pulling him along. First down, Red Devils at the 39 of the Slicers.
That's their third first down of this drive, putting together some nice play-action plays, getting some passing in there, mixing it up fairly well. Now, you always said you were an offensive lineman. How much does that bother you when you see like a 3-man front, 4-man front, 5-man front? How do you adjust to that?
You just stay with whatever your assignment is. That was what I was always told to do. You just if you got a guy, that's who you get. There goes Scott right up the middle. He'll get about 4, maybe a little bit more to the 4 to the 35-yard line. it was always, you had a responsibility, and whether it was a three-man front or you had to go out and get a linebacker, that's what you had to do. You just had to make sure you did your job. That was the mentality we had.
You had to protect your hole or the hole where the play was going.
Right. Whatever the call was, you could go left, you could go right, you may wait and hesitate and be a screen. It was all dependent upon, what the play was called because, again, you had a responsibility based on what the scheme of the defense was. There's a nice little out pattern to Schweitema. Thank you, John. To the 31-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 again for Lowell. Just at the 31. 11th play of the drive. This is the longest drive they've had all year.
Let's hope they can come up with some points out of it.
Just under 3 minutes, a tick under 3 minutes to go here in the first. Crago. Here goes Owen Thiel. He'll roll, try to get ahead. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage. In on that stop was number 55.
They're not giving it to him.
No, Deegan Mason with the stop. So it's going to be at the 30. It's going to be 4th and 1. I think you got to go for it here. This will do a lot for the offensive line if they can pick this up. I can guarantee you.
I agree. This is something that they really need right now.
So 4 receivers deployed, 1 in the backfield. That's Owen Thiel. Thiel is they're gonna fake the handoff, and
he might have fell over.
No, I don't think he did it. He got brought right down by Javel Broom at the 30-yard line. He needed to get inside the 30 and did not make it. So ball goes over on downs with 2:17 remaining here in the first quarter. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, I thought his momentum his body may have gotten over the line, but I think his knee hit behind the line, which kept him from getting the first down.
So the ball will go back to the Slicers. After their last drive, they went 76 yards. This time they're 70 yards away from pay dirt. The Red Devil defense got a little bit of a breather with the nice drive by the offense, almost 6 minutes off the clock of game time. So now, flip the card, and we've got Pennzoil in the gun. Now in the backfield with him is Trey Begelt. High snap. Pennzoil goes right down on top of it. Smart play by the sophomore. Just get on that ball.
Just shut the play down. It's over.
Yep.
It's going to be a loss of about 8.
Yep. To the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 18.
We saw that last week over at Rensselaer and KV. KV could not get their snaps together at all. They were too high, too low, throwing their timing off.
That just messes it. You start as a center, and that's what I was. You start the ball. You start the play.
Yeah.
And if you do too high or too low, you're right. It sets everything off in motion. There goes Henkel in motion from the right to the left. They go back to the right side to Van Warner. Warner with a little bit of a shake move gets up to maybe a couple of yards. In on that tackle was number 58 for the Red Devils. That was Brock Allen.
Pennzoil right now, he's 5 for 5 with 34 yards. And on the other side, too, Crago's not doing too bad. He's 4 for 4, but he doesn't have the yards. He's got about 10 yards.
So 3rd down and call it 16. They need to get to the 40-yard line. Ball rests just at the 24. 4 receivers deployed again. Looking left. There's a little pass. Nobody was there. That was a broken pattern between Hay and Kring. Somebody went the wrong way.
Miscommunication. He was throwing for a hook.
So a 3 and out after the 3-play touchdown drive. Just under a minute to go. Red Devils should have good field position. Viaclia, along with James, set to return the punt.
He'll have real good field position if he does another 9-yard punt.
Yeah, no kidding. Doty. Well, there's movement somewhere.
I think they're calling it against Lowell.
It still will be a 4th down, even if they walk it off against the Red Devils, which they are, because the Red Devils were sending a guy in from the sideline. That was, I believe it was number 76, Blake Swetna, coming in off the sideline. So Doty gets another 5 yards. That puts James and Viaclia back inside between the 35 and 40. There's a better punt. It's going to go to Viaclia. He takes it. 2 men are right there. I think somebody got a face mask, but nobody's going to call it. In on that tackle, Kai Jones. Still good field positions at the 41-yard line. 50.6 ticks to go here in the first quarter.
32-yard punt. Would we have about a 5-yard return?
Yep.
And who was that by?
That was Viaclia with the return.
Okay, he's doing the punt. He's doing the returning today.
41. So Red Devils their third offensive possession. First one was an intercepted pass on the third play. They went 12 plays the last drive, took almost 6 minutes off the clock. See what they can do here from their own 41-yard line. Coach Kilmer's going to call the timeout, first timeout of the night. That'll give us an opportunity to thank one of our fine underwriters. Hang on, let me get to it. Where are they? Horizon Bank.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Welcome back. Todd Kibbe, Kent Rosenbaum. Tom, the main man, Gorski up top. That's the first time out for the Red Devils. We'll take that one off the board. They get the ball with 50.6 seconds remaining. First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, wind is not a factor out there, so there's no weather-related reason to take that timeout except to make sure you regroup, that you can get a fine start on a great field position.
Crago looking a lot more comfortable back there than he did last week. Little quick pass, get it to Aaron Dondo, let him try something. He gets across the 45-yard line to the 46. In on that tackle was R.J. Carnes. Carnes with the stop. Middle linebacker.
It's about 5. Aaron Dondo, that's his second reception. 12 yards between the two.
Probably get one more play in here in this first quarter.
Clicking away at 22 seconds now.
The sophomores go to the top of the screen. Schnarky and Aaron Dondo. Deal in the slot to the right. They look over to Aaron Dondo, and he's got a first down. Nice little pitch and catch with Crago.
That was sharp.
Right on top of him, the defender with the stop was Jack Borelli, but that was a nice little slant pattern for the Red Devils. Get him back into Slicer territory at the 46-yard line. 8.5 seconds to go. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. That's a great little pass.
That was a nice little slant in, a little fake to the outside, and then slanted across the front. And beautifully thrown. Led him well, right on step.
It was. We'll take a timeout and come back with the second quarter right after these messages. You're listening to exclusive coverage of high school sports here on the Regional Radio Sports Network and RSN.com video.
State Farm Insurance asks, if you're feeling stuck in a state of compensation stagnation, another year with no raise, then let State Farm help you get to a better state with a discount double check that can stretch your hard-earned dollars a little farther. They'll go through your car insurance to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Discounts could add up to 40% and put a few hundred extra dollars in your pocket. Discounts may vary state to state. Danny DeTola, 2449 45th Street, Highland, 963-4444. Andrea Harbin, 6504 U.S. Highway 6 Portage, 762-5514. And Robert Dacus, 835 Lincoln Way Avenue, Valparaiso, 476-7444.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Seiko Industries, located at 17151 Moore Street in Lowell, is a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units, which can be purchased through distributors. They work with contractors, builders, distributors, and dealers, and they are a proud supporter of all Northwest Indiana student athletes competing on the gridiron and seen and heard on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Call Seiko Industries today at 219-696-2800 or look them up on the web at seikoindustries.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Kibbe, Kent Rosenbaum here at the Inferno. 12 minutes on the big board. Second quarter action getting ready to start. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils at the Slicer 46-yard line. Powers goes in motion. Past Crago. Crago pulls it down. Cuts up past the tackle. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards before he's rattled down. There on the stop was number 56, Drew Oss. They'll spot it at between the 41 and the 42, so they'll have to call it the 41-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
I'd say if you're a Lowell Red Devil, you got to be pretty happy with the first quarter, not the fact that you're down 7-0, but the way you're handling the ball, and you know, with the exception of that one drive that LaPorte put together, they've played a pretty good first half, or first quarter.
Sure have. And now if they can capitalize here, there goes Colton Scott. If he can get past that first level, he cannot get past Malachi Washington. Washington held on. Brought him down at the 40-yard line, so they'll give him a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 4, but had Scott been able to slip out of the hands of Washington, maybe he would have had a little more to get that second level.
Scott, 8 carries, 36 yards so far.
Just started here in the second quarter. Beautiful night for football. Good crowd coming from LaPorte.
And you see the stands out in front of us. This place is packed.
It certainly is. Crago looks left, throws into triple coverage.
Ooh.
Incomplete. That was Shoutama was the intended receiver. But I think there were more white jerseys around him than the lone black number 4 out there.
Yeah, that thread and the needle didn't work too good on that, did it?
So it brings up a 4th down and 4 at the 40. Definitely Coach Gilmer's squad and Coach Bilka, the offensive coordinator, calling the plays now. They're going to go for it. 3 down at the bottom, hard count. There goes Crago, get him off their back. Looks for the play up. All kind of flags fly. Crago has first down territory. Gets knocked down hard by Kelly Hay, but it's going to come back because somebody definitely saw some holding.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're getting a little conference by number 72 saying, that was not me. I was not holding. That's like every good offensive lineman is going to say, that was not holding, Mr. Official.
Oh, but you know your appeals fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't.
The only thing
they've heard it all before.
Yeah, and the only thing it's going to get you is maybe another yellow.
That's right.
Yellow. Or a ticket outside the gate.
Call that a yellow and then a red card, right?
That's right. 2 yellows, you're out.
So puts it all the way back to the midfield stripe. So that will bring in the punter, who had a lot of work last week.
Rosenthal?
Rosenthal was your punter.
So he's at the 50.
I think that's number 4. Kelly Hay back deep, set to return the punt. There's the punt on the run, takes it at the 25, and immediately goes down. Great tackle there. Who's that going to be? Number 32, Malachi James with the stop.
25-yard punt, maybe a 2-yard return.
Quick hit by James there at the 20, just outside the 25. So we'll call it let's call it the 25. When they do that. All right, 1st and 10, 4th offensive possession for the Slicers as we get started up. Had a punt on the first one, scored a touchdown on 3 plays, and then went out on downs a punt the last time. So 1st and 10, 10-20 remaining here in the first half. Pennzoil. There's the handoff to Lane. Lane runs roughshod on the left side. There's James and Ben Ruda with the stop, but not until Lane had a full head of steam and got a good 6 yards.
3 carries, 50 yards on the day.
Up to the 31, almost the 32-yard line. So now 4 receivers down to the bottom of the screen. The left side is empty. Pennzoil claps. That moves the back Trey Braghagel. He takes the handoff. Bechtel, with the carry. Going to be shy of the first down. They'll put the ball right at the 35-yard line. So he needs to get past the 35, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
That was an interesting deception play, though, to bring everybody outside and then run to the off tackle, off guard, I should say, the opposite way.
And that's Brechtel in the backfield. He gets the carry.
And he's
not going to get it, no. Great job defensively by the Red Devils. Seth Renfus is there, along with Nolan Sepko. So Sepko and Renfus, along with Ruda, come up with the stop, and that's going to bring a 3-and-out for the Red Devils. So the defense is getting a little bit staunch right now.
Yeah, they're playing an excellent few series here, with the exception of that quick drive that Slicers did. They've been playing quite well.
So Doty goes back, 8.5 to go. The clock continues to wind. Let's see if the Red Devils can get something to go. Obeyed of a high snap. Good job by Doty getting it down. He called it. Biackley with the fair catch will have it dropped at about the 30-yard line. That's where the Red Devils will take over, 1st and 10.
35-yard punt. No return.
8:17 remaining here in the first half. Go ahead.
Rough and Tough Country Store, located at 403 West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We carry a variety of products, including work, safety, and casual apparel, boots, and accessories. Brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Key, Nine Line, Thoroughgood, Wolverine, and more. We also carry grass seed, fertilizer, animal and pet feed, pool supplies, and much, much more. Visit us today and see what good old-fashioned country service is all about. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6.
Colton Scott with the carry. Nice little hesitation move, waiting for the blocking to develop. Got a good 6 yards. Go ahead, my friend. Finish that up for us.
Oh, but Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. Saturday, 8 to 4. That's Rough and Tough Country Store in Lowell.
Actually got 8 yards on that play, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 on the 8-yard run by Colton Scott. I think Scott, once he realizes that those big guys out front are going to help him out, he's going to wait until they do their thing and then find a hole.
He's going to do that little stutter step and then pick it.
Trips to the right. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Got the underneath man, Viaclia. Bounces off a couple of defenders. Still driving. Gets close to the 45-yard line. They still haven't whistled him down. No, they did whistle him down. I think he did a spin, and like a Danny Sullivan spin and win kind of thing. Didn't touch the ground, but he did. It went down at the 45-yard line, but it's a 1st down on the 7-yard pickup.
I'm impressed with Craigo. He's for getting beat up last week. He's showing a lot of composure out there and putting the ball right on the money. I mean, he's it's a
much different team offensively than last week, for sure. 7.5 to go. Timeout called by LaPorte.
LaPorte will take
one as well, and thanks to the good folks at McCullough.
McCullough Implement is your full-service Kubota dealer that's been serving the agricultural and construction industry since 1940. At McCullough Implement, our top priority is to get you the right equipment for the job and to keep that equipment performing at its very best. Our certified service technicians are ready when the inevitable breakdown happens. You can count on us to get you back up and running, whether it's in our shop or on our job site. We'll be there. Visit McCullough Implement in Lowell or check us out online at mcagplus.com. We work hard to keep you working.
And don't forget the good folks at George's Family Restaurant, located at 1910 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell, kitty corner from Lowell High School, open 7 days a week. George's offers their customers a wide selection from their menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and is a proud supporter of the Red Devils and wishes them the best of luck in their game tonight against LaPorte.
Valparaiso 21, Andrean 0 in the second quarter.
One of our crews has that game, I believe.
I believe you're right.
Craigo with the 1st and 10 from the 45. There's the pitch to Scott, and he gets wrapped up immediately there by number 40. That's Kyle Friel.
Loss of 1, 2.
One. He's got bad eyesight. Don't tell him I said that. Although he can hear me.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Right beside me.
I think he's bigger than both of us, too, so we'll just let it go.
2nd down and 11. Ball rests at the 44-yard line. Red Devils need to find a way to get into the end zone. Under 7 minutes to go here. Crago, a little quick pitch behind Biaglia. He'll get the yard back. Hit immediately by Kelly Hay. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 45 on the 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, let's see what kind of trick they got up their sleeve. They got some trick plays up there that they worked on this week. It'd be a great time to pull it off.
Ball on the near hash, just like Coach Kilmer likes it. He can see everything. That's what he says when it's on the near hash. More often than not, the ball comes this way, but he's got 3 receivers at the top of the screen. To the right, looking left. Crago rolls to his right, thinks about it, sets up. Here he goes. He's going to make for the post. He got it. Nice job. Got a little extra push out there, man. Somebody ought to watch that little extra tug there by Kyle Friel.
Those no more aggravating if you're a coach and they have one of those out of bounds calls. So
yeah,
that's
no kidding. Well, they're going to mark him shy of the 1st down.
Wow. I already put down 10.
I think you better back it up and make it 8. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 2.
And they're going to go for it.
At the Slicer 47-yard line.
It's a good confidence builder for them. They're in tight this time.
Everybody's
underneath.
In tight. Go with the full house backfield. Crago, hard count. Gives it the second man through. That's Thiel with the push, and he's got a 1st down.
Oh, nice.
Nice job by the senior, Owen Thiel, running right over R.J. Carnes that time. Got to do it the hard way when you're having a rough year. So the Red Devils do it. They keep the drive alive. Ball rests at the 41-yard line, a gain of 6.
That's a big confidence booster for them. Now they got 5 minutes, 5:45 left in this second quarter.
They're going to do it again. Line up 3 in the backfield. Why not? It worked one time. You got 6. Let's go again. Thiel tries the left side, runs into Washington, and then bounces off into the middle of the pile. Coming in on that stop was Lucas Del Rio. Still gets positive yardage to the 39-yard line.
Is
so
that Thiel a carry?
Thiel,
Thiel.
26. Yes. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. 8th play of the drive. Well, I mean, we've already seen more plays from the offense. Coach Kilmer's going to call a timeout. Red Devils here. Number 2 for them. Let me hit one of these real quick, and we'll do this one.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Well, no,
that feels good.
Call me Einstein, huh?
Yeah,
I've been
really.
sitting here with the flipping window closed. Hello. All right, 2nd down and 8 at the 39-yard line. Red Devils send, and Crago send Powers in motion. Little ball mishap for Crago in the backfield. Did a nice job of trying to make something out of nothing. I think he and Colton Scott, there was a miscommunication there. He's going to lose yardage, and it's going to take it back behind the original line of scrimmage back to the 43-yard line. So he lost 4.
He never got control of the ball on the snap, and then he missed the handoff, and it was still bobbling the ball and tried to make the best of what he could, but not a good time for a broken play.
Cam Crago, 5'9", 159-pound junior, having a much better night than he did against the Bulldogs last week. So a 3-man front. Now they step down to a 4-man front for the Slicers. 3rd down and 12. Here comes the linebacker. Crago makes one man miss, lets up, rolls to his left, has the Arredondo with a great hands catch and the move after the catch to pick up a first down. Down to the 25-yard line, inside the 25. First down, Red Devils at the 24. Nice play.
That was a beautiful play. Great composure by the quarterback, Crago, to get out of that mess and then off balance, threw that ball to the flank and got it in there.
The right-hander rolled to his left, hit the sophomore, and the sophomore with those hands brought it in, spun out of the first tackle, and got inside the 25-yard line. Now Crago looking left again. Ooh, nearly had that one. Ooh, picked off. Going back to the same man, Arredondo, that time on a post pattern. So pass incomplete. It's going to bring up a second down and 10. Clock stops with 3:53 remaining here in the first half.
Maryville 14, Hobart 0, second quarter. Warsaw 0, Chesterton 0. Concord 14, Jimtown 7. Fourth quarter over there. Well, they start early.
They start a little earlier. Crago in the gun. Shift by the defensive line. There goes Colton Scott right up the gut. Past Washington into the red zone at about the 15-yard line.
Good enough for a first down.
I think it's going to be shy by about a yard. Call it 3rd and 1 at the 15. 12th play of the drive coming up. 3:30 to go here in the second. They got 2 timeouts.
And
Slicers called a timeout.
Each team now, Todd, with 1 timeout left.
I just updated that on our scoreboard. Sorry about that. Both quads still have 1 remaining with 3:25 remaining.
In a world where cybersecurity is increasingly important, it's crucial to be equipped with the right tools to keep your digital assets and network environment safe. Look no further than Qubit Networks, located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte. They take seriously security, and you should too. Visit them online at qubitnet.com or give them a call at 219-369-4357. Qubit Networks, moving and storing data fast and safe. They take security seriously.
You can kind of see the confidence growing on this team.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
You weren't here last week. I was here last week. They were flat, for lack of a better term. But things have gotten a little bit better, and I like this type formation when they go this way. You got Malachi James up front, along with Lincoln Schneider and Owen Thiel in the backfield. Kendall Powers is split to the right side. There they just tried to hit Thiel, and there's a nice job. Big hit that time by 38. R.J. Carnes from his linebacking spot just jumped the gap and found Thiel in the backfield.
It's going to get him right back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Spotted back at the 16, so he's going to lose a yard. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 2 at the 16.
Yeah, I think they've sprinkled that I left formation a little bit too often right now, so they're kind of looking for it. Now you got to move things back and forth in different sets.
Yep. So Crago goes under center. Thiel in the backfield. Fake to Thiel. He's wide open. The sophomore in the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. Zach Sharkey with the catch. And the Red Devils convert. Sharkey with the pass and catch. Cam Crago with a beautiful toss, and he was wide open. 4th and 2, by the way.
Yeah, that's their second time.
All right. So in to attempt the extra point. This guy is somebody to watch. Dylan Basacci is a freshman. He has got a leg, my friend.
He's got a thunderfoot.
He does. Watch this go. Oh, well, okay.
We'll get a line drive out of it.
It was ugly, but it worked. So just like that, the Red Devils have tied the ball game with 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the first half. Let's get that one on the board, huh? Second quarter, 2:37. They go 70 yards. Oh, gosh, I got to do my gazinsis. 5 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. Great job. 5 minutes and 40 seconds, 13 plays. 70 yards. the second touchdown pass of the night we've seen. This one from Crago, a 16-yarder to the sophomore Sharnke, and Versace adds the extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game at 7.
Well, if you notice his passing is very well distributed. He's not just passing to one guy. And he's hit probably everybody on the lineup out there at one point or another.
Number 17 yards, touchdown. All right.
I mean, Powers has got -2, but Viaclia's got 2 catches. Sharkey's got 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown. Aaron Donald's got 3. Scott's got a reception, but no yardage.
So teeing it up once again for the Red Devils, number 8 is Layden Rosenthal, set to kick it off.
Who we got back?
We got back number 14 once again. That's Ollie Krang. Krang with the carry to the 20, 25, bounces out to the left side. He's got some wide open spaces. The kicker turns him back in to the defender, and there is a flag that flew at the 35-yard line. A holding is going to be the call. So even with the exciting return by Ollie Krang, it's going to be walked back a bit from the 35-yard line.
And that's the Slicer's first penalty of the game.
Malachi Goodall with the tackle on that play. But a good job by Rosenthal as the kicker. He was the last line of defense. He got Krang to move back towards the middle of the field into the line of pursuit of other defenders, and luckily for the Red Devils.
Yeah,
well,
he had a good line. He had a good angle of pursuit to go ahead and keep pushing him outside.
So the ball rests at the 24-yard line with 2:27 remaining in the first half. At the Slicer 24. So hopefully we'll get to see the kicker.
Yeah.
And his boom leg, the freshman, the 14-year-old.
He may win the game for him. You never know.
You never know. So 1st and 10 for the Slicers at their own 24-yard line, just under 2.5 to go. Pennzoil takes the snap, looks right, sets up. He's got Warner.
Dropped it.
Dropped it right at the 30-yard line. Must have heard footsteps of Aiden Wogelmuth. So it'll be a 2nd and 10.
But what I saw there, too, is it looked like he wanted to go for the guy that was on the outside cutting back.
Yep.
Did you see that, too?
I thought so.
But the defender made a nice job of bolting across there, and he had to make a switch to the to where he threw it.
So Warner and Henkel down at the bottom of your screen. That leaves Flores and Krang to the top. Little fake pump. Lets it fly over the man. The intended receiver was Ollie Krang. No good, incomplete, so that'll bring up a 3rd down. Clock stops with 2:17.
I was looking for a flag to come out on that because it looked like there was a good amount of bumping going back around there when he made his cut to go for the ball.
You know who I haven't seen? I called Flores' name, but I haven't seen number 10 out there. And he caught 5 passes last week, including a touchdown for 64 yards along a 33. I haven't seen 10 out there all night.
No.
Maybe he's injured. Trips to the left. Lane moves to the left side of Pennzoil. Now Hinkle goes in motion to the right. Here comes the pressure off his back foot. Intercepted by the Red Devils. Who's come up with it? Number 19's a ball hawk. That's Brody Kowinski with his 2nd interception of the season. He's 2 for 2 in 2 ball games. Wow.
Did a nice job of playing center field there and just waiting for the ball to, react to where the quarterback's going to throw it, and was able to be right in the right spot at the right time.
So 2:09 remaining. Plenty of time left for the Red Devils in Slicer territory at the 46-yard line. Can they get their first lead of the season?
Okay, this is where your kicker is going to come in handy.
Could. Watch 27 on the sideline, see if he starts warming up when they get a little closer. But the Red Devils are looking for pay dirt first. Plenty of time. Crago looking right. He's got his man. Incomplete.
In his hands. Hit him in the wrong spot.
Shanky with the drop that time. Caught the last one, which was the important one, the touchdown. But Drop that one. 2nd down and 10. Shamke. God, I got to get that right. 2nd down and 10. 5 seconds were off the clock that time, so 2:04 remaining. To the left, to the right. Scott in the backfield, just off the right hip of Crago. A little bit of a high snap. Crago pulls it down, runs right up the gut. Sees the pressure. There are 4 jerseys. Tries to cut to his left side. Sheds one tackler, and there's Friel with the hard push to the ground at the 43-yard line. Now they're going to spot it at the 42. So gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Clock continues to wind here. Under a minute and a half to go after this play. 3rd play of the drive.
Where's the play clock?
Play clocks are not working tonight.
Oh, okay.
So they're keeping it on the field. Crago in the shotgun. Takes the snap. There's the handoff. Here comes
good bounce.
Scott bounces it out. Looking for 1st down yardage. Going to be shy of that 1st down by about 2. He gets to the 39-yard line. Make it 3. It'll be 4th down and 3 at the 39. There's 1 timeout left for the Red Devils. That they've got 1 minute on the clock, and now it's under a minute.
So what do you do here, Todd? You go ahead and just punt it and get them back down in the hole?
Nope, I think you go for it.
Okay.
Try to go for it and try to give your freshman kicker, who's now warming up on the sideline, a shot at it. Biaklia and Shatema, there's the timeout finally called. Kilmer lost about 27 seconds there. It's 33.3 seconds to go. But, hey, he's the coach, and we're up here.
Well, that could be by design. Go ahead and run it down there. This way, if the play is unsuccessful, you're only giving LaPorte
a couple of seconds
20
left.
seconds to deal with it. But they've got they got one more timeout, too.
Yeah, they do. They've got 1 left. So we reset for you. 7-7. A couple of passing touchdowns here tonight.
Well, the other thing, too, is LaPorte's got a nice field goal kicker, too.
Yes, they do.
It won the game for him, so that boy's got some confidence in him.
And the kicker for the Red Devils, who I've been touting, we've been watching him, he's a freshman.
Wow.
But he does have a very powerful leg.
Does he play soccer, too, for him?
I think he's on the #1 doubles team. And he's got
in tennis?
Match tomorrow somewhere downstate a little bit further. So, yeah, so he's doing double duty here. Let's make him known, Dylan Basacci is the young man we're talking about.
Here they go to the eye right.
So here you go. 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Little confusion, little counter to James. Malachi James with the hard run and the 1st down for the Red Devils. 27.4 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Lowell at the 33-yard line. 6-yard pickup.
They've got no timeouts, so they're going to have to
move quick.
Do it very quick.
Crago goes under center, takes the snap, fakes, rolls to his right.
There he is.
Here comes the pressure downfield.
Get out of bounds.
He's ready to get out of bounds, and he does with 13 seconds to go. Maybe one more play, maybe 2. Let's see where they're going to spot him out of bounds at the 30, just outside the 30 at the 31-yard line. So he gained 2 yards. Boy, you got to be tired after that. And then to just call another play and do it again.
Yeah, but remember, they're 16,
That's
17.
true.
Yeah, they're not our age.
That's true. I remember being that tired. I never had to run that far. So 3 receivers down to the bottom of your screen for the Red Devils. Look for Crago to make a quick pass here. He's looking that way, going over the middle. Picked off. Second pick of the night for number 32, Jack Borelli. Borelli has got his second INT of the evening, and that shuts the door on even the opportunity to bring in the freshman. So 6.6 seconds to go. We'll probably just see an E from Coach Eppel's squad. Going back deep, Nate Biaklia in the safety position and in the victory position in the victory formation for the Slicers. They're just going to take a knee.
And we'll call that a learning situation for Mr. Craig.
Yes.
Crago.
Very much. So, we've got ourselves a football game, ladies and gentlemen. 7-7 at the half. Senior night here at the Inferno. Having a great one. The Red Devils and the Slicers tied up here at 7. We'll take a timeout, thank some of our proud underwriters, and come back with our second half action, or our halftime show, right after these messages.
Today's broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
You like sitting. I will say I like sitting.
It's a school that can get you in the career that is right for you. Ivy Tech Community College has over 70 career-focused programs to get you into the job that you want. Ivy Tech offers programs in the latest technologies such as robotics and cybersecurity. Demand for nurses has never been higher. In fact, more nurses have graduated from Ivy Tech than any other college. Take the first step with an affordable education at Ivy Tech Community College. Go to ivytech.edu for more information and to apply now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Halftime here at the Inferno. You can see the score, 7-7. LaPorte and Lowell tied up here on the last Friday football. No, is this the last Friday football night? It is the last Friday football night in August. Next week it'll be September 1st.
I think you're right.
I do my gazintas, or Kent, gazinta. So let's recap the scoring drives. How did we get to our 7-7 tie, you ask? Well, here we go. All started with a three-play 76-yard drive for LaPorte. It only took 66 seconds, coming at the 8:14 mark of the first quarter. It was a 12-yard pass from the quarterback, Aiden Pennzoil. He hit Keegan Henkel in the end zone on a post pattern in the end zone for the score. Jack Doty added the extra point. It was a LaPorte 7-0 lead. Then late in the second quarter, the Red Devils finally put it into the end zone. 13-play, 70-yard drive, 5 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. The 16-yard pass from Cam Crago to the sophomore, Zachary Sharnke. Sharnke, a 5'10", 170-pound tight end, found the end zone wide open, and it was on 4th and 2, the play that actually converted the touchdown. It was a score, and Dylan Basacci came in, added the extra point. We got ourselves a 7-7 tie. Red Devils were looking like they were trying to get into a position where they could maybe use Basacci's strong leg, but Cam Crago's second pass interception of the night, both of them by R.J. Carnes. Excuse me, not by Carnes. It was both by Jack Borelli. Ended that threat for Lowell, and we've got ourselves a 7-7 tie. So, you got some numbers there, my friend?
Yeah, on the Lowell side, we've got 62 yards passing, 95 yards rushing, a total of 157 yards. There's no fumbles. Neither team has fumbled tonight, but we have had the interceptions that you just mentioned. Lowell's been intercepted twice. LaPorte once. Penalties, Lowell's been penalized 3 times for 20 yards. They've had 3 and 4 down conversions in their total of 8 first downs for the first half. They've had one punt for 25 yards. Crago is 10 for 15, one TD and 2 interceptions. Kolwinski's got 1 interception for Lowell, as you mentioned. On the LaPorte side, they've got 44 yards passing, 45 yards rushing, total of 89, no fumbles. They've been intercepted once. Is that right? Once, yeah.
Yes, once.
They've been once.
Mm-hmm.
They've only had 1 penalty for 10 yards. They've only had 2 first downs, which is remarkable. Only 2 first downs in that first half.
Wow.
And Pennzoil, what do we got him down for on the passing side? I believe we have him in for, he's 5 for 8 with 44 yards.
So you said 89 yards total offense?
Yeah, 89 total.
Yeah. So last week they put up some big numbers against New Prairie. Only, I think it was a total of 325 yards total offense. So they're well behind what they're where they were last week. And I think the Red Devils have just gotten a heck of a lot better between week 1 and week 2, like Coach Kilmer talked about. I think it's very apparent what they've done in the first 24 minutes of this football game changed the complexity of not only the team, but I think the fans in the stands and the folks watching the game on our channel here.
I think you're right. I'm impressed with the way they're playing. For a young squad, I'm really impressed with Crago. He's doing a nice job staying in the pocket and bolting at the right times when he has to run.
Yep.
He's not lingering. He seemed to find that right sweet spot to say, okay, it ain't happening on the pass. I'm going to run. But they're learning. They're doing a good job. You know, they're counseling the kids well. And, you know, I tell you what, Mr. Scott's going to be a tired young man.
He is.
He has carried the ball 12 times. 12 times, and I think we got him down for almost, what did I have him written on my scratch notes here, 55 yards already.
So him, offensively, you're looking at Colton Scott. You're also looking at Max Arredondo. This is the future. Cam Crago's a junior. Colton Scott's a junior. Arredondo's a sophomore. You know, these are the guys whose name we've been calling a lot. And, you know, the future is now, though, for the Red Devils.
Is Todd coming down?
Yeah, Tom's right over there. We're going to take a timeout. We'll get Tom and get his insight into the game right after we have these messages. You're listening to exclusive coverage of high school sports here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. 7-7 is the score. LaPorte and Lowell tied up at half. Back after these messages.
State Farm Insurance asked, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get a great deal on making the most of every property with Kubota commercial landscape equipment. From mowers to track loaders to utility vehicles, it's a lineup built to uphold your reputation. Right now, bring home the Kubota Z700 mower for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Seiko Industries, located at 17151 Moore Street in Lowell, is a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units, which can be purchased through distributors. They work with contractors, builders, distributors, and dealers, and they are a proud supporter of all Northwest Indiana student athletes competing on the gridiron and seen and heard on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Call Seiko Industries today at 219-696-2800 or look them up on the web at SeikoIndustries.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Todd Kibbe, Kent Rosenbaum, and Tom Gorski stepping down from the perch on top of the Inferno. Tom, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing this week? How was your week?
My week was great. It's even better now that I get to come down here and talk some football with you on a Friday night.
How's it sounding up there for you?
It
sounds a lot better than last week?
Yeah, it does. I would say, a little bit. A little more clear, I guess.
A little clearer this week. That's good to know. So, again, we always like your perspective. You've got the bird's eye view, if you will, and we're trying to focus in on things. But tell us what you're seeing up there. And, I was talking to Kent. He didn't have the benefit of being here with us last week, but I said, I'm impressed with the last 24 minutes of what the Red Devils have done. Coach Kilmer spoke of it at the beginning of the show when we had our coaches' shop talk. He said the most improvement happens between week 1 and week 2, and I think we're seeing that so far in the first 24 minutes. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I think absolutely. Last week was a little bit of a one-sided game, but I think we're starting to see what we saw last week towards the second half is the interior defense is really showing out here for the Lowell Red Devils. The offense, I think, is still trying to figure it out a little bit. It's kind of like what you mentioned last week, new offense coordinator, really trying to, just kind of get the hang of things and get into a little bit of a flow. Obviously, a disastrous end to the half there with the interception right over the middle. Very questionable on my end from when I was up top. Something I was always taught when you have under 15 seconds left and you're about to pass, you aim towards the sidelines. You try to avoid the middle as much as possible to avoid situations like that, because if you throw out a bounce, it's at least you're still in field goal range. So obviously a little bit of a mistake there, but I think knowing it's still tied 7-7, there's still a lot of room for improvement here, and this game's far from over.
Yeah, and the other thing about that, you've got a new offensive coordinator. You got a quarterback who's building his confidence over the first half. You didn't have any timeouts left. That was the one thing. If you threw it over the middle, then a seasoned team could probably get back to the line with 13 seconds, throw over the middle, get a reception, get back to the line of scrimmage and kill the ball before you run out of time. With an inexperienced team, it'd probably, like to your point, I think it'd be hard pressed to do that. But we were hoping to see the big leg of the freshman, Dylan Bisacci.
Absolutely.
Just have an opportunity to see him. As the Red Devil Band did a nice job of playing the halftime for the good fans here at Lowell High School. But so we talked offense, we talked defense. Special teams really haven't come into play. So the Red Devils now will get the kickoff in the second half to get things started. What do you anticipate seeing from Lowell, their first offensive possession coming out?
I think you're going to see what we've seen these past 2 weeks is they're really going to want to establish the run. I can see them being a little more hesitant in throwing the football a little bit after the 2 interceptions that we've seen thus far. But I'm also a little excited to see the defensive side of the ball, and I'd really like to see a little more pressure on Aiden Penziel just because of how slow his release is right now. I think if the more pressure you bring, I think the more mistakes that could kind of be upon us. So that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. But then I guess backtracking towards the offense, what was really working on early on in the quarter was the RPO, the quick passing, the run pass option. We saw that really early on in the first few drives, and they kind of got away from that towards there late in the second quarter. So I'm really looking forward to kind of getting back to that quick passing, because as soon as Cam Crago has to really think in the pocket and he has a lot of time, I feel like he kind of panics a little bit, which causes for some of those mistakes. Just keep the game plan simple, and that's how this offense could really execute and come out on top.
Excellent. Well, great insight, Tom. Thank you so much for coming down as always. We'll
absolutely
look to get your insights every week, and enjoy the second half up there.
Absolutely. Looking forward to view. Good luck, guys.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll take a timeout. Halftime here, counting down. 7-7 is the score. Just a little over 7 minutes to go here in the half. We'll be back right after these messages from our wonderful underwriters and sponsors.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Mi Ranchito, located at 149 West Commercial in Lowell, is open every day from 11 to 10 for lunch and dinner. They offer their customers a complete menu featuring seafood chimichanga, steak fajitas, tacos, and burritos. Their phone number is 219-696-2270. Regional Radio Sports thanks Mi Ranchito Restaurant in Lowell, a proud supporter of Lowell Athletics, for help making the broadcast of this game possible.
It's time you start earning more on your deposits. Tech Credit Union's Money Mover Savings and Certificates of Deposit can help you do just that. Offering better than competitive rates and the personal service you deserve, now is a great time to look at your savings strategy. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they're a better option for you and for your money. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 1-800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
14-7 right now Griffith over Munster, 14-7 in the second quarter.
Coming right back at you with some scores, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Kent. What else you got? Start at the top. Go to.
Let's see what we got back up. Hanover Central 14, Morton nothing. Hanover Central jumped into this conference.
Yeah, that's right.
So that ought to be interesting.
That's 2 weeks away for the Red Devils.
Yeah. Let's scroll it down so we don't cover. Like I said, Wheeler is beating KV 14-12 in the second quarter. Griffith 14, Munster 7 in the second quarter. Boone Grove Boone over 18, Clay 6, West Central 52, Lake Station 0 at halftime. Crown Point 14.
And
they're
scored.
Taft 7. You're familiar with
Chicago
Taft?
It's the Taft Eagles. They're on the northwest side, right off of the Kennedy Expressway, heading towards O'Hare Airport. They're Chicago Public Schools. They've got 40 some odd schools that play football. And at varying levels and enrollments. Let's say the Simeons of the world are usually pretty good. Taft is starting to come up. The Whitney Youngs have had a couple of good years. They've got a good program foundation there. So you just have so many kids in the city that have it's not like here where you all go to the same school. Kids in different neighborhoods. I live in a neighborhood. I live on a corner where there were 6 homes. And when my kids were in elementary school, there were 6 different elementary schools that everybody went to. It wasn't like, it was like 2 went to parochial school, 2 went to private, 1 went to this, local thing, and it's just crazy. But the fact that they're hanging tough with those Bulldogs that I saw last week tells me a lot about the Taft Eagles.
Yeah.
That's a special game. I read about it in the Tribune today. So Coach Buzia was at home. For the Bulldogs, was at home with Flossmoor.
That's right.
For about 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
While he was there, he was diagnosed with a specific form of cancer, and I cannot remember. I think it was AML. I'm not sure the type of cancer that it was. But while he was there, the principal from Taft High School also had found out that he had the same kind of cancer, reached out to him. Chuck Pagano, the former head coach of the Colts, also had that type of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So they all, helped Coach Buzia through this period, this unknown period in his life. He's in his 3rd year. He's not in remission because I think it takes 5 years of cancer, not showing itself to be in remission. But he's in year 3 of not having shown any return of the cancer. So the impetus for this game was everybody, I believe, was wearing orange. There were orange labels for their helmets. They were giving away orange shirts. And it was because, and this was going to be the first time that the principal from Taft actually met Coach Craig Buzia and Buzia has been around, as you know,
forever.
Portage, Michigan City, and then went to Homewood Flossmoor.
And now he's back here.
Now he's back with Crown Point. So there's a lot of emotion and a lot of good, a feel-good story trying to promote, the awareness of this particular type of cancer. And to see the Eagles come over and, put on a show like that, that's pretty impressive.
That's a great story. That is a great story, how things behind the scenes mold, and then people like myself are saying, how did that ever come about?
How did that come? Well, I was thinking the same thing last week, and then finally Tony McHale, who sits in that chair often, found the article today and lent it to me. So that's how I read so much about it. What else you got?
Northwood 28, Portage 0 in the second quarter.
Ooh.
Bremen 34, South Bend Washington 7. That's in the third quarter. Concord 14, Jimtown 7. That's in the fourth quarter. LaVille 20, Triton 16. Third quarter. Knox 8. Maxaqua, what's that?
Maquanaco.
Maxahana, yeah.
Maxaqua, I don't know what that is.
But whoever they are, they're losing 8-6.
They start with an M.
Yeah, so if you're out there, you probably know who they're playing because we can't pronounce it.
Maquanaco? No, not Maquanaco. Mississinawa.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Maquanaco. Maquanaco. There you go. There's a Mississinawa in my old neck of the woods, too. So, well, let's take a quick timeout. We'll get ready, get things set up for the second half action. It's going to be an exciting second half. 7-7 is the score. Back after these with the second half kickoff with the Red Devils and the Slicers tied up at 7.
Engravables, located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso, between Vale Park Road and Glendale, across from McDonald's, is your headquarters for awards, trophies, plaques, name badges, and rubber stamps. For more information, stop in or give them a call at 219-477-5656. Their web address is www.engravables.net. That's Engravables, 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso.
Your future is waiting at Ivy Tech Lake County. From information technology to healthcare, automotive to hospitality, Ivy Tech Lake County has programs designed to get you where you need to be so you're ready for the job you want. They have new classes starting in October, so come in and register today. Call 219-392-3600 or visit ivytech.edu/Lake County and enroll today. Your future begins this fall at Ivy Tech Lake County.
Todd Kibbe, Kent Rosenbaum, Tom Gorski here at the Inferno, week 2. Halftime winding down. Both teams out on the field. 7-7 is the score. You go into the locker room, coach. What do you tell your players if you're first-year coach, Austin Apple, for the Slicers of LaPorte?
I think you've got to go ahead and just work on your consistency of your play. You got to keep on grinding it out. Don't look for the big play that's going to save the game like you won the game with last week. You've got to go ahead and grind it out, keep your possession, get your first downs, and just keep working at it. I mean, they've got a nice spread offense that they got a lot of tools there. The quarterback's got to get his composure down a little bit more on the passing side, but they just got to just grind it out and just keep pushing down there and not be expecting the big play. On the other side, the Lowell Red Devils, I'd be complimenting the heck out of them. I'd say you guys have improved so much from last week. Let's just keep it up and keep them bolstered up and keep their confidence up.
And RDP, right?
RDP, yeah.
Run, don't pass.
Run, don't pass.
Well, the Red Devils will get the first opportunity here in the second half as they deferred until the second half kickoff to get the football. I always like that move by Coach Kilmer. That's usually the way he goes at it. Now he's out there chatting up the young men and saying, look, guys, we got ourselves a football game here. Let's go out and get this one.
Yeah, he's saying we're on the right steps, guys. We're on the right steps. We played a good first half. Let's move it along to the second half and go ahead and improve and get out of here with a win. And where can you get a good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rate? At State Farm, because State Farm agent Aaron Shirky
I'll help you.
is your one-stop shop with offices in Lowell and Cedar Lake for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Aaron Shirky is ready to help. Call 219-690-1100 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customers. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Jack Doty has got the ball. He is set to tee it up at the 40-yard line, set to return for the Red Devils back deep inside the goal line right now. Colton Scott and Kendall Powers. Scott to the right, Powers to the left on your screen once you get down that way. Doughty is jacked up. He is ready to go. The crowd is ready to go, and we are set for second half action. 12 minutes on the big board, 7-7 is the score. Here we go. Nice kick. It's going to go send Powers into the end zone. He's going to touch just inside the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils at the 20-yard line.
Vince just kicked in 14-12. Wheeler at halftime over KV. So let's see if Lowell can keep their momentum going and just keep plodding along there. I really enjoyed their mix of play calling. They mixed it up well. They had some nice slants. They had some good runs.
Then they went in tight and got some tough yardage. Malachi James came in and did some. We see that a lot with the power linebacker for the Red Devils. They'll always come in. Jordan Jusovich used to do it for the Red Devils.
Mm-hmm.
They had guys that were always ready to do that. There's a little pass pass to the flat to Aaron Dondo. Nice little work between Crago and Aaron Dondo. Pick up about 6 yards to the 26. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
And that down this deep in their own territory, that's kind of a risky pass. The slant like that, you catch a cornerback or a linebacker that's reading that up really well.
Yeah, that's true.
He gone.
So it's 2nd down and 4. There goes the handoff to Scott. Scott at the second level. He's got and almost broke that for the end zone. Touchdown saving tackle there by a couple of slicers. That's number 23, Kai Jones, was there, along with, I believe that's going to be number 4. It was Kelly Hay. But a nice run by Colton to the 43-yard line. Gain of 17. It's 1st and 10 Red Devils.
Oh,
nice. Now that is one. That's called a sack. That's Lucas Del Rio just taking those yards right back from the 43 back to the 37-yard line. Loss of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 16. Well, that didn't last long.
Just as soon as I compliment the young man for pulling the trigger one way or another, he hesitates.
See, sophomores down in the bottom of your screen. They go back to Scott. Scott dances around, gets some good yardage, breaks it out to the far sideline and close to 1st down yard. He's going to be shy by about a yard, so give him 15 yards. Call it 3rd down and 1. For the Red Devils at the 48-yard line of the Slicers.
And credit that offensive line, making them holes up there. They got their timing down, as we talked about earlier. They're cracking the holes, and Scott's hitting it right at the right time.
Malachi James comes in, along with Owen Thiel in the backfield. There's a little confusion on the personnel. I think you're going to have to burn a timeout. Coach Gilmer's going to have to do it.
Yeah, we can't see it, so that's their first timeout, unfortunately, being used.
Let's drop this one in real quick.
State Farm Insurance asks, if you're feeling stuck in a state of compensation stagnation, another year with no raise, then let State Farm help you get to a better state with a discount double check that can stretch your hard-earned dollars a little farther. They'll go through your car insurance to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Discounts could add up to 40% and put a few $100 extra in your pocket. Discounts may vary state to state. Danny DeTola, 2449 45th Street, Highland, 963-4444. Andrea Harbin, 6504 U.S. Highway 6 Portage, 762-5514. And Robert Dacus, 835 Lincoln Way Avenue, Valparaiso, 476-7444.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Right back with you, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd down and 1. In comes Colton Scott. Scott stretches. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. Where does he put his foot?
In on the tackle was the middle linebacker, R.J. Carnes. Let's see if they're going to bring in the sticks. They're going to call it 4th down.
Whoa.
4th and less than a yard.
His body looked like it went over, but his knee touched first.
So the 6th play of the drive coming up.
How do you not measure that?
There's no cheering in the press box, Mr. Alicia. Full house backfield now. In the backfield. Shifts to the left side. Crago takes the snap. Looks for the seam. He's got the first down behind the big boys on the left side. Give it to the guys, Carter Patterson and Seth Rinfus on that left side. First down, Red Devils at the 45-yard line of the Slicers. Needed 1, got 3, 1st and 10. 7th play of the drive coming up. Red Devils have controlled the ball to get things started here in the 3rd period.
Be great if they could run off about 6 minutes on this drive and be successful.
You go back to 2 wide receivers deployed. Slot man to the right side. Scott in the backfield. Crago, little flare pattern to Pat Peters. Powers incomplete. Really, that was
I think that was a giveaway.
You were going to lose yardage on that one anyhow. Borelli was right there on top of Powers. So just as soon see that drop, come back and play it again. 2nd down and 10. So the sophomore stack to the right side is Schwarnke and Arredondo. There's the handoff to Scott. He goes right up the middle, and he's going to go. That speed. Touchdown, Red Devils, their first lead of the year on a 45-yard touchdown run by Colton Scott.
Nice job again by the offensive line to open up that hole. He got through. And if you look at it, too, that was a backward handoff. He didn't quite get it out in front of him. He handed it to him from the back side, so that further complicated the view of the Slicers seeing who had the ball.
8 plays, 3 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. 80 yards on the drive. The last 45 by Colton Scott. The touchdown run. And now in to attempt the extra point is the freshman. Snap is down. The hold is up. Hold is down. The kick is up end over end, and it is good. So with 8:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the Red Devils take the lead, their first lead of the season, 14-7 over the LaPorte Slicers.
You realize how many yards he had on that drive? 40. He had 46, 15, 17. Let me get my hibiscus out here and figure it out.
Get your gazentas. I can see your toes.
78. He had 78 yards on that drive alone.
78 yards by number 2 on that drive alone. 78 of the 80.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. That puts him over to the 100 mark for the game.
8 plays, 80 yards in 3 minutes and 13 seconds. A 45-yard touchdown run by the junior Colton Scott. His 2nd touchdown of the season, and it's 14-0, or 14-7.
Langen Realty thanks their clients for a record-breaking year in real estate. They appreciate the community's trust and confidence in Lowell's hometown real estate company. They welcome new neighbors as part of the family and appreciate every buyer and seller. Count on Lowell's hometown real estate company. Visit LangenRealty.com or call 219-696-2000 to learn more about Langen Realty.
Got a little bit of swagger back there, my friend. A touchdown drive coming out at halftime will certainly do that for you.
Now, let's just hope that they don't start overlooking the Slicers like they got this game in the bag. I saw that last week at KV Rensselaer. KV came out in the second half thinking, we got this, and they got their lunch handed to them.
Kelly Hay trying to get outside, slips a little bit at the 20-yard line. Great job by Wogelmuth in on the stop. And Arredondo. They'll spot it at the 22-yard line where the Slicers will get their first opportunity of the second half, with 8:41 remaining here in the 3rd. Oh, let's get that extra point on there. I got the... First and 10. Slicers coming off the sideline, heading straight to the line of scrimmage. Getting the play directly from their head coach, Austin Epple. Aiden Pennzoil in the shotgun. Oh, no, that is not Pennzoil. In the Wildcat goes Keegan Henkel. There's a bad snap. Henkel does a nice job of pulling it down, and the Red Devils rang him out of bounds. Nolan Sepko from his middle linebacking spot, trying to do a little trickeration that time, Kurt.
To no avail.
No, they had Pennzoil off as a decoy, and now it looks like he's going to go back to the quarterback spot. They had Keegan Henkel trying from the Wildcat. That just didn't work. Put the ball back at the 20-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. Now Pennzoil with 3 receivers to the right side. Lane moves to the left. Little hesitation. He's got his man Van Warner.
Nice touch.
Nice little pitch and catch there by Pennzoil to Warner. Close to first down territory. Let's see if they're going to mark it as a first down, or is it going to be shy?
Just shy.
Well, these guys are stingy tonight, aren't they?
They certainly are.
3rd and 1 at the, it's got to be the 31. Stacked receivers to the right side and left. Lane moves up to the left. They hand the ball off. Ball's on the carpet. Mishandled snap, and it looks like the Red Devils have it. They do. Seth Renfus comes up with it. Just bad communication that time between Pennzoil and the running back. And the ball just laid out on the carpet like a birthday present waiting to be opened, and there it was. The Red Devils get the fumble recovery, and Seth Renfus gets his first recovery of the season.
Well, they broke that up way in the backfield really quick. They got a good penetration immediately and broke that up and caused that fumble just by the good penetration.
7:34 on the clock. Crago going quickly. He gets it to Arredondo, spins to the 30-yard line, still on his feet. Whistle hasn't stopped, pushes into the red zone at the 19-yard line. Now the Red Devils seem to have a bit of a rhythm. Hay on the stop. It's enough for a first down to the 19. It's a 1st and 10, back-to-back for Lowell. Here they go. Now, all last week's worries could be out the window here pretty quick with another score. The Red Devils getting healthy on the slicers. There's the handoff to Scott. Nice job that time by the free safety Kyle Friel. Friel on the inside.
Todd, that's Scott's 17th carry of the night. He's doing a nice job with the stamina side of it all.
Gain of a couple. They'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. 6:50. The clock continues to wind here in the 3rd. Red Devils up by a touchdown. Looking for more. Crago in the gun. There's the handoff to Scott. Little hesitation. He's got Friel on his back again. Pulls him to the 14-yard line. So a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Coach Jeremy, offensive coordinator Jeremy Bilka getting those signs in a lot quicker now. You can just see from last week to this week, the flow is going so much better for he and his quarterback Crago to get the play in, get it called, get to the line of scrimmage, get everybody set, and then have the play run. Here comes Powers in motion from right to left. There goes the handoff to Scott. He's got the right side. He's looking for the corner of the end zone.
Yes.
Line of pursuit, a poor line of pursuit for Javel Broom, and Colton Scott is in for his 2nd touchdown of the quarter. 14 yards off the right side, and man, what was number 8 thinking? Javel Broom went right up to him and then just followed him all the way into the end zone.
Well, that was a nice key on the outside there. Who was the receiver on the outside there that did a nice block down on the cornerback that kind of opened up that hole out there?
Could have been Viaclia. Somebody's missing from the side. Oh, they got an injured player.
Cramp.
Yep, that's the sophomore Schwanke. That'll give us an opportunity to thank some of our proud underwriters. You got someone there, my friend?
I got Rough and Tough.
Excellent.
The Country Store, located at 403 West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We carry a variety of products, including work safety and casual apparel, boots and accessories, brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Key, Nine Lines, Thorogood, Wolverine, and more. We also carry grass seed fertilizer, animal and pet feed, pool supplies, and much, much more. Visit us today and see what a good old-fashioned country service is all about. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 4. That's Rough and Tough's Country Store in Lowell. And here's our kick.
Versace coming in to attempt the extra point. Powers will be holding. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is no
good.
He shanked that one to the left
Yes,
side.
he did. That's not a good thing.
That's okay. Still a 2-score lead for the Red Devils here with halfway through the third quarter, 5:56 remaining. Hey, Donald J. Smith, CPA, 1203 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell, has been servicing the tax and accounting needs of his clients for the past 34 years. You can reach the sharpest pencil in town at 219-696-1040 or on the web at donaldsmithcpa.com. Also, your satisfaction is our satisfaction at Lowell Carpet and Coverings, 317 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We specialize in custom carpet installation, hardwood, plank, vinyl plank, and tile, ceramic tile, and blinds. Check us out on the web at lowellcarpetandcoverings.com, on their Instagram or Facebook pages, or call 219-696-8800. So we have got some good folks out there that have helped us out. We certainly appreciate it. That drive, again, Colton Scott with his second touchdown run here in the past half quarter. That one a 14-yard run. Let's see. 4 plays, 29 yards, just a minute and 38 seconds off the clock. Colton Scott, his second touchdown run, again, in this quarter of the game from 14 yards out. The extra point was no good. It's Lowell 20. They've rattled off the last 20 points. Slicers 7. There goes Hayes up to the 20-yard line. Got a bit of a seam in the middle. Breaks one tackle. Gets around the kicker. Could go. Still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Touchdown-saving tackle. Aiden Wogelmuth. What a return by Kelly Hay.
I'd say give him about a 60-yard return on that one.
Wow.
Did a nice job of just picking his holes and weaving it through. The blocking formations for the receiving team did a nice job of just pushing people aside. So they had it set up to go to the left, and that's the way they took it.
Yeah, no cutting back that time. Ball rests at the 27 of the Red Devils. 1st and 10 for Aiden Pennzoil, and now the play coming in.
Pennzoil, there he is.
Yeah,
okay.
Keegan Hinkle sets up in the slot to the right side. There's a lot of time taken off of this play. Pennzoil looks to his right. He gets Hinkle, sheds 2 tacklers, finally goes down. The ball comes loose, and the Red Devils are going to fall on it again. Coming up with it is Max Arredondo. And the Red Devils take it right away after the huge kick return. The recovery by the Red Devils puts the ball at the 21 for Lowell.
I was just thinking as he was over there scrambling around, I'm thinking, go down, go down. That's when fumbles happen, is when you kind of just keep trying to stretch plays out. And the Lowell defense did a nice job of swarming on him to go ahead and try and take him out. But that's always the one thing in a swarm you're always taught. If somebody's got him, you're going for the ball.
That's exactly.
So somebody was in there going for the ball, and they were able to get it.
Knocked it away, and there were a couple of folks that had an opportunity. Arredondo is the one who comes down with it. And, man, the Slicers are upset about that. And you don't have replay here in high school football.
No. Did we get a timeout here with LaPorte?
I think they called a timeout, and I think Coach Apple's still trying to get them to think about reversing that call, but the officials are not going to do it.
Well, the official was right here looking at it, Todd. You saw he had a great look at it. He could tell if the knee was down before the ball was knocked out.
George's Family Restaurant, located at 1910 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Kitty Corner from Lowell High School is open 7 days a week. George offers their customers a wide selection from their menus for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is a proud sponsor of the Red Devils and wishes them the best of luck in their game tonight against the Slicers.
Got a final Penn 28, Mishawaka 7.
Okay.
Marion 21, Culver Academy 14 in the fourth.
So the Red Devils, Cam Crago gets it to Aaron Donda, who just picked up the fumble, bounces it outside. Nice job by the Slicers. Holding him up there is number 23, Kai Jones, with the stop. Flag hits at the end. Is that 22 or 23? Let's see. It's 22. Let me make that correction.
Now what do we got?
Darius
there,
Hart.
Timeout. We got a man down.
Darius Hart was with the flag. You watch for the flag. I'm going to tell our good folks about Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department. They are proud to support Crown Point Bulldogs football and say, go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, and providing the best in city services and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite everyone to Bulldog Park for a variety of concerts, including Lone Star with special guest Jameson Rogers on September 3rd. For more information, contact Pace Department at 219-661-2271. Aaron Dondo was the injured Red Devil. So he is up and walking off under his own power. That's great to see.
Personal foul against LaPorte.
Against LaPorte, or are they back?
Excuse me, against Lowell.
Yeah,
against
okay.
Lowell.
So is it still first down then? Okay, second down, and the ball rests now at the 18-yard line.
So they're second, and they're calling it 14. I'd say it's more like second and 20.
You're right,
second
14.
and 20.
Yep.
Second and 20 to go here. We're at 5:16 in the third quarter.
So Crago fakes the handoff, cuts back to the right side. He's got some open space. He's got a first down and more. Cam Crago with a beautiful run across the 35-yard line, down at about the 38. First down, Red Devils.
A nice job of just he was riding Scott's belly long enough to make it look like he was going to give it to him, and then he pulled it back out and took off up the middle.
Aaron Dondo's on the sidelines.
I don't know if that's a read, Todd, or if that's a planned play.
It looked like it was just, he stuck it in the belly and then saw the light and headed up the right side. So now Crago takes the snap. This time he hands it off to the second man through. That's Caden Thompson. Thompson's still running, heading towards the sideline. Gets knocked down at the 25-yard line. Caden Thompson, the 5'9", 161-pound junior, with a huge run from the 38 to the 25. That's 25, 35, 37 yards for Caden Thompson, the fullback spot. Big plays coming down for the Red Devils, fast and furious.
They are clicking now.
Ball rests at the 25-yard line. 4:25 remaining here in the third quarter. Thiel goes in motion. Here comes Thompson again, cuts it back up, going to get across the 20 into the red zone, brought down by number 9, Lucas Del Rio. They'll spot it at about the 19, 18-yard line. Flag on the field, thank you.
Sideline warning to LaPorte.
We'll spot it at the 19, so a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4. Fifth play of the drive coming up for the Red Devils.
Frustrations totally coming out on the Slicer side. From the coaching staff to the players, it's going to translate to the players here pretty quick, which could get things nice and ugly out there.
So Thompson hadn't seen much action, didn't carry the ball at all last week. Now he's got a big run to get things started here. Oh, little hesitation move in the backfield. That should be a penalty. And it's not. There, they finally call it.
That's called a hold.
Crago's going to go outside. Are they going to call it a hold, or are they going to call it?
I think he's going to go out. He's going to get a hold on 72 there for the Red Devils. That's
second one.
Ruda. He's trying to plead his case.
Holding. Well,
ain't going to happen.
I think the play should have been stopped because Thiel moved his left foot and then went back as a running back. while everyone was set. So this series has got ugly written all over it, I tell you, with all the penalties and Arredondo going out and the personal foul, and now this one.
Could be a little fatigue sitting in out there too. I mean,
so it's still second down, but the ball now rests at the 29-yard line. So a 10-yard walk-off, so it's 2nd and 14. Crago takes the snap, flips it quickly to Kendall Powers. Powers on the island, makes one man miss, gets hit at the 15, but has a nice hit by number 22, Darius Hart. But it's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they spot that ball.
Who do we have on that reception?
Kendall Powers, number 7, with the reception.
That's only his second. That's only his second reception.
Powers, a senior, also played a little quarterback last year. He's the backup quarterback for Crago, but the ball, that little combination worked pretty well. They needed 14. They got 14 and a half. It's 1st and 10. The ball rests at the 14-yard line. 6th play of the drive coming up, 3:18 and counting. Now they go tight. Full house backfield with James and Thiel in the backfield along with Caden Thompson. Thompson gets the ball, goes to the right side. And there's a little extracurricular activity.
There's the frustrations coming out on the Slicer side. Thompson picked up about 3, 4.
Yeah, they'll spot it at the 10.
Hey, you want to hear a crazy stat, Ted?
Yes, let's hear it.
14 first downs for Lowell, 2 for LaPorte.
Wow. That's like flip from last week.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yes.
I know the Red Devils had one. Maybe a second one late. Well, a second one on the touchdown run, too. Caden Thompson, he's pushing the pile forward inside the 5-yard line. Could be close to a first down. Going to be shy, it looks like, the far side judge. Spots it just at the 5. He needs to get to the 4. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 5. 8th play of the drive coming up. Number 58's coming off. That's Brock Allen. Seemed to be a little banged up from the last play. Getting a little coaching up by head coach Kilmer. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Red Devils threatening again. Crago under center. Hands to Thompson. Thompson looking to the left side. Underneath, dive bombing, I believe, was number 38 for the Slicers. That's R.J. Carnes. But a pickup of 3 is enough to give the Red Devils a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal at the 2. No, wait, 1, 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
2.5. So we'll make it the 2 for Lowell. Wow, this 3rd quarter, they have certainly woken up. Crago back under center. They try to counter. Nice job by James, but he can't shake the tacklers. Del Rio in on the stop. Moved him back to the 5-yard line.
Loss of 2.
2nd and goal. We'll spot it at the 4. 10th play of the drive coming up. 65 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. They tried a little counter that last time. Now they go back to Caden Thompson. He runs into the pile.
He got it.
Ahead and gets it on the 2nd effort. Caden Thompson, his first score of the season, coming at the 49-second mark of the 3rd quarter.
He did a nice job of hitting the pile there and then bouncing out to the left and working it around. That's just keeping your head up and keeping your eyes open and seeing where the hole's going to open up. But he did a nice job of maintaining his composure to get around the outside and get in just enough.
So once again, in to attempt the extra point, the freshman Dylan Bisacci. Snap is back, a bad snap. Kendall Powers picks it up, tries to run to the left side, looking for the end zone. Can't do it, spins, and no good for the PAT. So a bad snap hold combination leads to the 2nd missed PAT. But the Red Devils now have a commanding 26-7 lead over the LaPorte Slicers. 26 unanswered points for the Red Devils here tonight in this third quarter. Well, 3 touchdowns in this third quarter alone.
They're they're starting to put it together. This is a great improvement. You were here last week. You saw what happened.
It's a great improvement from last week. So let's see. That's 11. And 31. And that's 42. 4 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. And a 10-play, 79-yard drive had about a bit of everything. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Personal fouls. And finally, Caden Thompson comes in, 4-yard touchdown run, misses the extra point. The extra point is missed. 26-7 is the score. But 3 touchdowns in this third quarter alone. Man, what a halftime speech Coach Kilmer must have given. Is that Shea Stadium?
Yeah, it's my
Mets clubhouse. Bring in the lefty.
It's my granddaughter.
Hey, what's her name? Bring her on the air. 16 with a 4-yard run for a touchdown. His first score of the year. We got ourselves a football game. Red Devils up by 19 points with 49 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Rosenthal has it teed up once again. Hayes is back deep. Little squib kick. An up man tries to bring it in. That's number 46, Vince Balach. He falls on it, and the Slicers maintain possession.
Last week we saw a play just like that. The KV was doing Rensselaer was doing an onside kick.
Yep.
Everybody was expecting it to be right here.
Yep.
They bounced it right where that ball went.
Oh.
Everybody was back and forward, so that was a void. If anybody there,
dead space.
Rensselaer got it.
Wow.
He busted down there and pulled it in.
46.8 seconds. The ball rests at the 38-yard line. 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Slicers. Pennzoil nearly picked off. Good job by James that time with the defense. That was a blanket coverage. He was all over Ollie Kring.
He did it well, too, because the ref was standing there staring right at him and didn't call anything on him because he went over high and then coming down.
Yep. 2nd down and 10 from that's the 33. Get your numbers right, Todd.
41 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lowell take a commanding lead, 26-7.
Slicers have 4 receivers split to the left side. There's the little pitch, the jet sweep coming this way, and here comes Keegan Henkel with the nice play. Across the 40-yard line, brought down by Sepko. And back into the ball game. Good to see is number 35.
Henkel with about a pickup
Aaron
of 8.
Dondo. Yep. So it's 3rd down and 2.
They're going to try and get a playoff.
14 seconds. Now they go trips to the right side, near side of the field. Pennzoil with the clap. Lane moves to the right side. There goes the inside handoff to Lane. He gets around. I almost saw a lot of ball there. Enough for a first down on that one. A host of Red Devils. Sepko was there. Swetna and a whole bunch of others. Number 79, first time we've called his name. That's Mason Brooker in on the tackle. But that's the end of the third quarter, and what a third quarter for the Red Devils. 3 scores, 1 extra point, 19 points to extend the lead, 26-7 over the LaPorte Slicers, and command that started. What a commanding second half start.
Yeah, they certainly have progressed. They've been listening to their good coaches and telling them what's going on there, and making sure that they're building off of the success of the different plays. But and I've said it before, but I really like the play calling. They're mixing it up very well. They're keeping the defense pretty much on surprise, on notice, like what's coming now, how are they going to do this. Crago's doing a nice job of reading the line, whether he gives the ball off to Scott or if he pulls it back in and heads up himself.
Yep. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 12 minutes on the big board. Let me change from the end of the third so we can get it started in the fourth. And let's see where things end up here on a beautiful night in August, late August. Red Devils looking for that first victory. Pennzoil sets up, lets it fly, has a man at the 49-yard line.
Oh, he's going to give him the reception. Nice catch.
To Hinkle.
But this ain't pros. Your knees touch, you're down.
Yep. At the 49-yard line, so a gain of 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
You got Hinkle for 3 receptions for 20 yards.
So there's no quit in this Slicer team. But that third quarter was very damaging to the psyche of the gentleman in the orange lids.
That's true. That's
bad snap. Mishandled. Good job by the back to just fall right on top of it. Good thing Lane was there.
Give that loss to Penzel for dropping it.
Yep.
Hit him in a bad spot. Hit him in the hands.
Hit him in the hands. It's usually where the bad spot is for me. Loss of 5, so it's back to 3rd down and 10 from their original line of scrimmage here at the 44-yard line. So 5 and 15, Hinkle and Warner. Nope, now Hinkle moves back to the right side. Warner alone past the numbers on the left. Lane steps up. Hinkle comes in motion from right to left. Moved a little bit towards the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Little slant pattern across the middle to Hay, but it's going to be shy of a first down, and it looks like Hay may have pulled something. I think he's got a bit of a cramp. He's going to work it out on the sideline. It's going to bring up a 4th down into Red Devil territory. 4th and about 3, call it, on the 7-yard
It's about that, yeah. Well, they got to go for it. It's kind of late in the game.
Sure is.
And the way that Lowell's possessing the ball and eating up the clock, they may not get it back.
That's true. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th. Penzo with the hand clap. High snap. Looks to his right, has his man. Does a nice job. Good connection that time.
That was.
John Whitaker with the reception. Whitaker's a big guy.
That he is. What did he pick up there, about 7?
175. They're going to spot the ball at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play. It's 1st and 10, though. That's the most important part. Enough for a first down.
And they're hanging on to the ball.
So now, again, I've never seen 4 receivers to one side.
I'd have more defenders over there because you got a lot of lanes open.
He goes high, nearly picked off the intended receiver that time. Again, Hinkle just overthrew him. So a 2nd and 10. 9th play of the drive. Clock stops with 9:34 remaining. Ball at the 43 of the Red Devils. Again, this drive started with just under a minute, 46.8 seconds to go in the 3rd. The Slicers really have to come up with something here to work their way back into this thing. He sets up and fires. Incomplete. Yep. Hinkle, he seems to be just looking at number 5. Wherever he's going is where the ball's going. And he's got some other receivers. Ollie Kring. Ollie had 6 catches last week.
He's only had 1 tonight.
Hinkle's had 5. And again, Flores, we don't know where he was. He was listed on the depth chart as number 1 receiver. Timeout called. Let's get some of our underwriters, if you don't mind.
Rough and Tough Country Store, located at 403 West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. We carry a variety of products, including work, safety, and casual apparel, boots, and accessories. Brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Key, 9-Line, New Line, 9-Line, Thoroughgood, Wolverine, and more. We also carry grass seed, fertilizer, animal, and pet food, pool supplies, and much, much more. Visit us today and see what good old-fashioned country service is all about. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 4. That's Rough and Tough Country Store in Lowell. And see, I'm not a country guy because I said animal and pet food. It's animal and pet feed.
Feed, exactly.
Feed.
I'm not a country guy either. So let's get these others done, and we'll come back and see who that injured Red Devil is. Looks like it might just be cramps. Let's hope so.
Get a great deal on making the most of every property with Kubota commercial landscape equipment. From mowers to track loaders to utility vehicles, it's a lineup built to uphold your reputation. Right now, bring home the Kubota Z700 mower for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Seiko Industries, located at 17151 Moore Street in Lowell, is a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units, which can be purchased through distributors. They work with contractors, builders, distributors, and dealers, and they are a proud supporter of all Northwest Indiana student athletes competing on the gridiron and seen and heard on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Call Seiko Industries today at 219-696-2800 or look them up on the web at SeikoIndustries.com.
Tough to see number 35 on the far sidelines. That's the sophomore, Max Arredondo. They brought over Coach Kilmer's got his helmet in his hand, and they brought over the cart, so he's going to work his way over there. It looks like it might be a right knee or something. Let's hope it's just a twisted ankle. But it will be 3rd down and 10 when play resumes with 9:28 remaining.
You got some scores coming in. Marion 21, Culver Academy 14. That's a final. Maryville 31, Hobart 6.
Here goes Pennzoil loading it up, letting it fly, looking down the right sideline. Great play and a great catch. Are they going to say he's inbounds or out of bounds? It was Warner with the catch. And on the defense back there was the replacement, Caden Thompson. So that's a 1st down for the Slicers.
Pickup of about 35.
They're spotting the ball just at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, we got a jump.
Now we've got a hard count. And it looks like it's going to be walked off against the Red Devils, so don't count out the Slicers just quite yet. Still 1st and now 5.
That's their 3rd penalty of this half, Todd. 9:17 to go.
I can't tell where the ball is. Is it the 11?
10. That's right. Yeah, he's standing right in front of the 10.
Okay. Pennzoil lets it fly. Hinkle, the man. Good coverage that time. Sepko with the blanket coverage that time. Ball we spotted at the 8-yard line. Gain of 2. So 2nd down and 3 after the penalty. 12th play of the drive. Under 9 minutes to go now for regular, for on the 4th quarter clock. Excuse me. Lane moves to the left side. Pennzoil goes underneath, throws behind the receiver. That time, Hay was the intended receiver. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. And 3 from the 8. So let's do a little forecast. Let's do a little Kreskin work here, my friend. If the Slicers score here, do you anticipate an onside kick?
I would think they would.
Okay.
I would think that they would. They've got to do something. Because the way that Lowell is eating up the clock and possessing the ball, they've got to get the ball back as fast as they can.
They sure do. The offense has done a nice job of controlling that clock. Last week it was like 30 minutes to 18 in favor of Crown Point. Just flipped tonight. There's Pennzoil looking in the corner, nearly picked off by Crago. Nice job by the junior, going both ways now. I think Crago got called into action because of Arredondo's injury. So it's 4th and 3.
That's one thing I didn't talk about earlier, but there's not a lot of kids going both ways on either team.
Just the big guys up front.
Yeah, there's the Red Dogs, yeah. Ruda and Renfus, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. That's the way they like it. Now it's tight formation. Here goes the Wildcat. They're not going to get it. Hinkle is tackled behind the line of scrimmage at the 10-yard line. So the Red Devil defense holds. The ball goes over on downs to Lowell with 8:27 remaining here in the football game.
Big stop there for the Red Devils. That was huge. Actually, I was just hoping that they could string the clock out, even if they scored. If they ran, at least got the clock down to 5 minutes or something, that'd be a win in my book on this drive. But being able to stop them and not let them get in just adds to the frustrations of the LaPorte Slicer and the new coach, Austin Eppel.
It's going to be a long ride home.
Didn't you always hate that?
Oh, man, I hated that.
We went from
inside handoff goes back to Caden Thompson, I believe.
Yeah, but when we would come from Lake Central back to Hobart, it'd be like the most gruesome drive.
No.
Usually because we got our butts kicked, too. But
give me a gain of 1 to the 11. It'll be 2nd down and 9. No real hurry here for the Red Devils. The clock just passes the 8-minute mark.
Both teams got 2 timeouts, Todd.
Oh, let's see if I got that right. I don't have that right, so I'll have to clean that up. Thank you. I'll do that and that. Crago goes back under center. First man through. Trying to move the pile on the left side. Might have been James or Owen Thiel. Was Thiel. The interior lineman for the defense of the Slicers with the stop. Call it at the 15-yard line, so a bit of a push. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Red Devils at their own 15-yard line. Again, they go with that full house backfield offset to the right side. A little bit of a counter move, trying to get James. He's got it off to the left side. One man to beat, puts his shoulder down, and a touchdown saving tackle that time by Kai Jones on the switch move by Malachi James on his brother's birthday. Picks up that first down for the Red Devils, keeps it in the hands of the offense, and puts the noose a little tighter around the neck of the Slicers. Back to the all the way up to the 38-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup. 1st and 10, Lowell.
Yeah, that was a great cutback. He saw nothing with it because the play was designed to come to the near side here, and he saw nothing coming up, and the Slicers over pursued, and he was able to cut back and take advantage of that.
The Red Devils sliced into that one. Oh. There goes Crago. The fake handoff to Thompson with the keeper across the 45 to maybe about the 46-yard line. Going to call it a gain of 8 to the 46. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Scott's put up some pretty remarkable numbers here tonight.
We haven't called his number here in a while, though, have we?
No, that's why that's good. They brought in Thompson, give him a little bit of breather. And the nice thing about this, you got a game in hand, but it's still really competitive.
Yep.
But you get your youngsters in there and get everybody a little bit of taste.
Yep. Because everybody's going to have to contribute. Here comes Thompson, trying the outside sweep, cuts it back in, close to the
first down, but dropped the ball.
He was down, but are they going to whistle it down?
They're going to call him down.
Yeah, they're going to call him down. And a first down for the Red Devils. Thompson got it across the midfield, or to the midfield stripe. He needed 2, he got 3. It's 1st and 10, Lowell at the 50.
Short time he's been in, he's gotten 57 yards on 7 carries.
It's been all this half, right?
Yeah.
So
we didn't see him at all the first half.
Nope. We saw 2 all the first half. Somebody watch and see what's going on with number 35 down here in the cart. He's a big part of what's transpired here tonight.
He cut up a little quick.
Crago thought about it. Nice job by the defense there. Good tackle by Kai Jones. Jones and Broom that time. Spotted at the 47-yard line, so a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
We're down to 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go in the game. LaPorte started off like they were going to have their way early in the game, Todd.
Red Devils kind of settled in, had a big drive at the start, but didn't get any payoff from it. But then they just got into their rhythm, and things started working for the Red Devils. No gain on that play. 3rd down and 7, still at the 47-yard line. 8th play of the drive. 4:35 and counting. As you said, just eating away at the clock. Red Devils in their home black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, black socks, black helmets, trimmed in cardinal, maroon. 4-12. Shotgun snap. There goes Thompson. Thompson sheds one tackle, sheds another. Wow. Still on his feet. Bounces it out to the 30-yard line. Loses the football. And that's going to be recovered by Washington of the Slicers. So he had a first down.
You had it all.
And then lost it at the 30-yard line.
So we'll give him his pickup.
Give him his pickup. Ball goes back to the Slicers.
His pickup of about, what would it be, about 13?
13 yards. Cowborough Farms is a complete produce market with seasonal items like sweet corn, watermelon, and cantaloupe. They are located at 17011 Wicker Avenue in Lowell and 1308 North Halleck Street in DeMont. Cowborough Farms is open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 5 on Saturday. So,
4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go in the game. Slicers got some work to do to try and meet up with this 26-7 deficit.
Ball fumbled at the 30-yard line, picked up by the Slicers, Malachi Washington. Pennzoil letting it fly, looking downstream. He's got Craig. Craig in the open. He could go. It cuts it back into the middle of the field at the 20, at the 10, and he's going to be
back.
Brought down. Is there a penalty marker somewhere?
Yes, right here.
Marker at the 36-yard line. But a great pass, and Craig got behind that line of the first line of defense. So the officials are talking about it. The ball was spotted inside the 10-yard line at about the 7. So 3:48 remaining, personal foul against the Slicers is going to back it up that and negate that beautiful pass between Pennzoil and Ollie Craig.
Is that going to negate the play altogether?
Wow, they take it back to the original line of scrimmage. No, he's walking it off like it's coming right to here.
He's going to get the first down with this 10 yards, so we'll give him a credit for a 20-yard pass instead of 60, I guess.
Yeah, so it's a spot foul, so it was 19 yards on the pickup from the 30 to now the 49. Still was enough, even with the penalty, for a first down.
Yeah, something occurred over here right after the play. I didn't quite see what it was, but I think there was a little action going on. And I believe it was Hay was involved.
There's the inside handoff to Henkel. Nice job by the interior lineman of the Red Devils. And there's number 66 in your program, number 1 in your heart, Julian Bamonte with the stop.
3:14 to go in the game right now.
No gain on that last play. 2nd down and 10. Ball still at the 49 of the Slicers. Clock just winding away. Under 3 minutes to go after this snap, after this play. Pennzoil lets it fly. He's got Van Warner. Warner at the 45 of the Red Devils. It's given to the 44. So a 7-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Under 2.5. I think this one going to go with the home squad tonight.
I
After
think
that
so,
third
yeah.
quarter, just an offensive onslaught by the Red Devils. Pennzoil not giving up, looking for Crane. Throws a floater in the air, knocked around and knocked down. Wogelmuth was back there along with Cataldo.
If he could have caught him on stride, Todd, he would have probably gone, but he lofted it up there. So here's the barometer, like we talked about earlier. Is New Prairie.
Yeah.
New Prairie next week for the Red Devils. It's kind of give you a barometer of how good or bad or which team, between all that's happened out here.
LaPorte had to come back. They did after a good squad, but a win's a win and a loss is a loss. That's going to be enough for a first down. Wogelmuth on the coverage on the completed pass by Hinkle at the 39-yard line. Gain of 5. It's 1st and 10 for the Slicers. I think it's a little academic at this point in time as the timeout is called by the Slicers. Oh, whew. I always feel going into a season with at least a win, week 3 with a win as opposed to being
0-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What you got there, my friend? You got some good numbers?
I'm working on some here right now.
Seiko Industries, located at 1715.
I don't know what I did there. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Good folks at Seiko Industries and everybody else who's on our roster of underwriters. Can't thank you enough.
Well, the one thing we mentioned earlier is the first downs. Lowell dominating first downs, 17-6 on the first down side.
Wow. Well, it was 17-2 for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It was.
I mean, until this last drive. Well, the last drive by the Slicers at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That third quarter was just all Lowell. I mean, just amazing. 3 touchdowns in basically 8 minutes.
Yeah, you talk about being on fire.
Yeah, 78 yards of the 80-yard drive by Colton Scott to start things here in the third quarter. We're back to play, 1st and 10. Pennzoil rolls to his left. The righty lets it fly. Looks downfield.
Intercepted.
Too much air. And
he was off. Are they going to give it to him? They're going to give it to him.
By number 12, Colton Chandler with the INT. Wow, lots of turnovers here tonight. So the Red Devils get the ball back with 2:04 remaining in the ball game.
Lowell just dropping back into more of a prevent defense to go ahead and just not let them score or get a bunch of yardage. Just keep them on the field, which they succeeded in doing.
Certainly did. The ball rests at the 17-yard line. Crago and the starter's still out there. First time we've seen Cameron Cash come in, number 22. He's a wide receiver, lined up kind of as a tight end on the left side. 2 tight end set, if you will, and a full house backfield for the Red Devils. Basically academic now. If they could pick up 1 first down, keep the ball between the lines.
But LaPorte's only got 1 timeout. They could go victory and
Malachi James with the carry. No, excuse me, Caden Thompson with the carry. Let's see where they spot it. Give him a yard? Okay. John says so. Give him a yard to the 18. 2nd down and 9. 140. And this has got to be a big sigh of relief for not only every player on the sideline, the fans in the stands, the parents, the grandparents, our viewers, watchers, listeners, but also for the coaching staff. Get that first victory. Change the trajectory of this entire year. Taking a knee, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Crago steps back, watches it done. I think all he's got to do is wait, take 1 more snap, and it will be a ball game here at the Inferno where the Red Devils will come away with the win against the LaPorte Slicers. Under a minute to go now. Crago's got to wait till it gets to the 35-second mark. Or actually, no, he doesn't. Got to get under 35. He's waiting he's looking at Coach Kilmer. Takes the snap. And that'll do it. That's probably going to do it here at the Inferno where the Red Devils are going to come away with the victory. A well-deserved victory. They went down to start the game where LaPorte came out and scored the touchdown in the first quarter, real early in the first quarter at the 8:14 mark. 3 plays, 76 yards. It was a touchdown pass from Aiden Pennzoil to Keegan Hechtel. But after that, it was all Lowell. 26 unanswered points. The clock is at 0. We have a final. The Red Devils have won the football game here over the 5A squad, the LaPorte Slicers. Going to be a long ride home back to the good folks of LaPorte. We'll take a timeout, come back, wrap things up here with the post-game show right after these messages.
Develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at Marines.com.
Going to be okay this year.
Next week will be a good barometer for them, but they'll probably get to play them again because they're in the same sectional. Although I don't think the Cougars are as good as they were last year, to be honest.
No.
I mean, that was a special team. They had that big country kid who was, I don't know, huge. It was the only way to describe him.
All right.
So we're going to have to pick our... Sorry. Should be paying attention.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There you see it. The final score, 26-7. The Lowell Red Devils pick up their first victory of the 2023 season. Hard-fought battle here. Great second-half action by the Red Devils. 3 touchdowns in the third to come away with the victory. Pretty even football game at the beginning. LaPorte came out, scored on their opening drive, and then after that it was just, they didn't open up, they punted on their opening drive. The Red Devils were picked off on their opening drive, and then 3-play touchdown by LaPorte early in the first quarter was the score, but then the Red Devils rattled off the 26 unanswered points to come away with the victory. You got some numbers there, my friend?
We're working on it right now. On the LaPorte side, passing yards, they were at 140 passing yards, 80 yards rushing, a total of 220. I think both teams had fumbles lost.
Yep, they did.
I think where's my notes there? Yeah, LaPorte lost 2.
Yep.
And the Lowell Red Devils, they only lost 1. Penalty-wise, LaPorte was pretty clean, too. They only had a couple for 2 for 25. Lowell wasn't that clean. They had 6, and it was probably about 45 yards.
Okay.
What else we got here? First downs, as we talked about earlier, that was the big thing. Lowell had 17 first downs versus Lowell's 6. Both teams Lowell was very good at third and fourth down conversions.
Yeah.
Between the two, they had a total of 5 of them.
Wow.
Which was excellent on their part. LaPorte did come up with 1 of them. Passing yards on the Lowell side, I believe we have the 111 yards for Lowell. And I haven't gotten done to counting up. I want to get to counting up, so if you can do a commercial, let me come back with some good yardage. Then I'll have the leading rusher's yards out there, because I know he was well over 100.
Let's thank some of our proud underwriters here this evening. We'll get right at that. Hang on just a second.
State Farm Insurance asks, What if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
McCullough Implement is your full-service Kubota dealer that's been serving the agricultural and construction industry since 1940. At McCullough Implement, our top priority is to get you the right equipment for the job and to keep that equipment performing at its very best. Our certified service technicians are ready when the inevitable breakdown happens. You can count on us to get you back up and running, whether it's in our shop or on our job site. We'll be there. Visit McCullough Implement in Lowell or check us out online at mcagplus.com. We work hard to keep you working. Seiko Industries, located at 17151 Moore Street in Lowell, is a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units, which can be purchased through distributors. They work with contractors, builders, distributors, and dealers, and they are a proud supporter of all Northwest Indiana student-athletes competing on the gridiron and seen and heard on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Call Seiko Industries today at 219-696-2800 or look them up on the web at seikoindustries.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Post-game show here at the Inferno. Red Devils 26, Slicers 7. Red Devils advance their record to an even 1-1. The Slicers fall to 1-1. Coming here with a victory last week over New Prairie, who the Red Devils go travel. We go traveling to town time and school time next week, where we're right on the line between Eastern Time Zone and the Central Time Zone over Amzie Miller Field. We will be there, and should be an interesting one. But you got some of those final numbers there now?
Yeah, I guess some the Craig I should say Cragos, excuse me. He had some good numbers tonight. He was 14 for 21. He had 111 yards passing. He had a TD, but he did have 2 interceptions. He also had he did some running out there. He got sacked twice out there, but ended up having a net yardage of a plus 19 yards. Colton Scott, the man of the hour, 21 rushes, 150 yards. Overall, the rushing yards for the Lowell Red Devils was a 309, so they had a 420-yard night between their passing. And we had 2 interceptions on each side. Kowalski for the Lowell Red Devils had 1, and Chandler had 1. Receiving side, who was the big receiver? Aaron Dondo. 59 yards on the receiving side tonight, so he carried the bulk of the load on the receiving. So overall, very impressive showing by the Lowell Red Devils after last week's game against Crown Point, where it left suspicion and wonderment throughout the city of Lowell, throughout the entire week. What's going to happen when we play another Duneland 5A school? Is it going to be that bad? Well, they turned it around. They looked really tough tonight.
They really did. And, you go back to Coach Kilmer's, points that he made at the top. He said we'd see improvement between week 1 and 2, and boy, did we see improvement between week 1 and 2.
That they did.
They established the run. They got, a lot, Colton, 21 carries, 150 yards, 2 TDs. Colton Scott with those carries, doing a great job. Got physical on defense. They weren't on their heels. They were on their heels in that second drive where they were scored upon. But other than that, the defense came and they certainly shut down this explosive, or at least week 1 explosive Slicer offense. And then the special teams, other than the extra points, special teams held their own, except on that long kick return. That was called back on a penalty by the Slicers. But overall, I think Coach Kilmer's got a lot to look forward to going into week 3 and going up against, what was your biggest opponent last year, knocked you out of the playoffs in the new Prairie Cougars.
Mm-hmm.
They played both the games here last year. My suspicion is, just by luck, we're going to have to play both games over there next year if they get into the playoff time. But that's to be determined. But we are going to New Carlisle next week for that game. So time to call the players of the games. That's up to you, my friend. What do you think?
I was, and it's really a toss-up between Colin Scott and Cam Crago. But Colton, I think he was the guy taking the beating out there, and I'd have to give it to Colton Scott on that side.
All right. 21 carries, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Certainly well-deserved.
Yes, certainly is. On the Slicer side, I kind of like John Lane. They didn't use him as much as they started out to do. But, I mean, he was the one that was kind of getting their yardage. They were building around him. He only had 4 carries, 53 yards. Well, maybe not him. Maybe we can I don't know. That side's tough. Nobody really looked like they had that great of a game.
Let's stick with Lane because it'll make it nice and easy and nice symmetrical because Colton Scott wore number 2. John Lane wore number 2. So the running backs are going to get the 2 players of the games tonight. How's that?
Yeah, I would go along with that because Lane did draw a lot of traffic. There's no doubt about that.
Sure did. Any final thoughts there, my friend?
I think Lowell's got it turned around. I think they learned from their first experience. I think they've gone ahead and was the nice thing is that the coaching staff had enough confidence in the crews, the players out there, to start calling newer and different and innovative plays instead of just sticking with run right, run left, and all that. So you saw different looks out there. You saw different formations. So I think they're on the right path as far as LaPorte goes. I mean, they've got personnel. They've got people out there. It's just a matter of getting their system down and putting it together.
I think you're right. Well, thanks so much for stepping in tonight.
Thank
it was a lot of fun.
It
Greatly
was.
appreciated.
You bet.
Just all you gotta do is tell me I'm better than Vince. That's all I want to know.
That's you're better than Vince.
I'm just kidding. I know. Vince
is that Vince lighting up the phone right now?
I love Vince. Hey, I want to thank all the great folks here at Lowell High School. Athletic Director Patty McCormick, Assistant AD Mike Madley for again tracking down our cable from last week. Thank you, Mike. I know you're not here tonight, but certainly appreciate it. Chris helped us out in Mike's absence. Didn't catch Chris's last name. We'll get it next time. And Athletic Secretary Karen Mize, and, of course, Head Coach Keith Kilmer. From LaPorte, thanks to Coach Austin Epple and the entire LaPorte High School Athletic Department. Fred Maxey at the Nerve Center. I always say he's at the Nerve Center. I think he was at the Maryville game tonight for collecting, compiling, and collaborating on all tonight's scores. And lastly, we always thank the men that do it for us, that set this all up, the chairman of the board, Paul Condry, and the CEO, Mike Knezovich. As we said, week 3, we'll see the Red Devils hit the road, head to New Carlisle to meet up with the 4A runner-up from last season, the New Prairie Cougars, at Amzie Miller Field. LaPorte will begin the month of September hosting the reigning 5A champ, Valparaiso Vikings, at home at Kiwanis Field. Once again, the final score, Lowell 26, LaPorte 7. The Red Devils find the magic in week 2, bounce back, taking down a 5A school, even up at 1-1, while the Slicers stumble at the Inferno, also even at 1-1. Our sponsors for Lowell Red Devil and Northwest Indiana football action on rsn.com video, Facebook Live, and the Regional Radio Sports Network, LLC, was presented by State Farm Insurance with locations in Northwest Indiana across. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College with locations in Crown Point, East Chicago, Gary, and online at ivytech.edu. Ivy Tech Community Colleges, your communities, our college. U.S. Marines at 1-800-MARINES or on the web at marines.com. Centier Bank, offering student checking account for high school and college students aged 14 to 25. And for more information, visit Centier.com. And Gravables, between Vale Park Road and Glendale on Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso. Horizon Bank with 8 branches in Porter and LaPorte counties. Tech Federal Credit Union, a better option for personal and banking and business banking with 6 Northwest Indiana branches. And on the web at techcu.org. Seiko Industries, a manufacturer of kitchen and vanity cabinetry, including single kitchen units on the web at seikoindustries.com. McCullough Implement Company, providing the very best in farm equipment, machinery, repairs, and friendly service for the past 80 years on West 181st Street in Lowell at mcagplus.com. Rough and Tough Country Store at 403 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell for all your work, clothing, boots, lawn care, water softener, pool and pet supply needs. Call them at 219-696-6054. Mi Ranchito Restaurant located on West Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Langan Realty for residential, commercial, farm investment, and building site realty services. George's Family Restaurant across from Lowell High School. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lowell Carpet Coverings. Your satisfaction is our satisfaction at 347 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Donald J. Smith, CPA, the sharpest pencil in town for the past 34 years on East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Cowborough Farms, a nursery and garden located on North Halleck Street in DeMont. Qubit Networks, your technology advocate for security, communications, enterprising networks, and computer support. Aaron Shirkey, your one-stop shop for service and surprisingly great insurance rates with offices located in Lowell and Cedar Lake. And Mayor Pete Land in the Crown Point Parks Athletic Communication and Entertainment Department on the web at crownpoint.in.gov. For the Regional Radio Sports Network and RSN.com video, for Kent Rosenbaum and Tom Gorski, this is Todd Kibbe saying good night, Gracie, from Lowell, Indiana. So long, everybody.
You guys announce